Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Flesh and Blood stream. Tonight, we are going to be talking about the fact that I actually want a ProQuest for the first time ever. And then we're going to talk about Jarl. I'm very excited about the new Oldham, I guess you will. Also, if there's an echo, please let me know. There's like not a lot of furniture in the living room right now because we're moving, so let me know if there's an echo and stuff like that. But we're going to talk about ProQuest. We're going to talk about Jarl. We're going to play Dash.io. We got Nick hanging out in the Discord. Nick, if you're watching, it's going to be just a couple minutes here. We're going to talk about everything. Let's go. Mason, Riku, Ben, Andrew, Kyle, and Keaton. Let's go. Guys, what's up? How is everybody? Thanks for being here tonight. Appreciate everybody being here. Carly has been laughing her butt off about saying Jarl, like literally for the last 5 minutes. You can hear her upstairs. She's like, hee 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 talking about the name. So hey, Billy, thanks, man. I appreciate it. And Keaton, thanks, brother. I appreciate it. All right, so ProQuest week 2. I have to say this is a very funny and kind of humbling story, if I'm being honest, all things considered when it comes to everything here. Saturday, we had my local ProQuest here in Tennessee, like about 10 minutes down the road from my house. I played Aurora at both the ProQuests I went to this weekend. I went to 2 this weekend. Saturday, I actually went 7-0 and ended up bringing it home. Round 1, I ended up playing against Silas. We played the mirror. Silas drew pretty rough to start the game off, and I was able to get there going second. Or no, I think I was actually going first. And then round 2, I played against Enigma. I was able to clear off the board with the combo pretty early, playing against Enigma, and then I was just able to keep up pressure from there and really put my opponent on the back foot. Played against Naib round 2, and Naib's a really cool guy. Like Naib, he's cool. Round three. What was round 3? Hang on, I can't remember. I can't remember what I played against round 3. I can't remember what I played against round 3, but I won. Round 4. Round 4, we get to the end, and in round 4, the guy I was playing against was Mason. So Mason and I actually ended up playing in the undefeated bracket in the last round of Swiss, going in the top 8 at both of the first 2 ProQuests we went to, and we wanted to like kind of like watch everybody else play. So he agreed to concede to me because I wanted the win and I wanted the elo, to be honest. So it kind of worked out for me. So pull up your gym and it should show under the event. Oh, it's not a bad idea. I can do that for sure. Isn't it pronounced Jarl? Oh, is it? Is it pronounced Jarl? I did not know that. That's good to know, though. Hey, James, what's up, dude? Martin, how are you, buddy? Brick, what's up, dude? Watching the Yankees game starts in 30 for the ALCS, so pray for me. I'll keep you in mind, Kyle, for sure. We'll keep you in mind as we're talking about that. I knew it was I think the Mets and the Yankees made it, right? It was 2 teams from New York, I think. Both made it to the divisional round. But anyway, I was undefeated going into top 8. The first round of top 8, I played against Drew, who was playing Bolton, and we played a really close game with a lot of back and forth, and Drew drew a power hand just 1 turn too late, and I had CLV out, and I had a lot of tempo going into that turn. I actually thought I was going to lose there for a while. I was on the back foot. It wasn't looking good, and then we got into a situation where Drew decided to block out a little bit and try to deny me an on-hit of CLV and burn up instead of trying to play his turn out. And then from there, I think I just had too much pressure, and Drew was at too low a life to just like give me everything, and he couldn't block everything out, and I was able to close the game out in top 8. Jarl would make sense, to be honest. Jarl would make more sense. Only shows opponents, not hero. If I saw the opponent name, I might know who it is. I might pull it up over here on the other monitor just so like no one else feels like their like information is being given out or anything like that. Let's see here. Let me look at my profile over here and I'll see what I played against round 3. So ended up beating Bolton in top 8, and then in top 4. All right, let's see. Outpost round 3. I played against Kano. I played against Alexander round 3. He went for the combo and ended up not having it in round 3, and so I was actually able to get there. So that one worked out pretty well. Excuse me. And then, so won against Bolton in top 8, and then in top 4, I was playing against Trent. He's about a couple hours away. He's a local, and he was playing KO, and he had a turn. I was up 33. I was at 33, and he was at 27. And after he had thrown Claw at me, he rolled Scabs to try and get more value because his hand didn't have any go again. And he ended up rolling a 1. And that pretty much gave me the value to like create a like 15-point like differential life lead. And that was enough for me to hang on to. And then from there, just try to like run him over and just try to put him on the back foot. So it was a close game, but I ended up being able to get there because he rolled a 1 there. Now, Trent's a very good player, and he said that like, you know, he definitely felt like his hand needed to roll to see what could happen. So I believe that it was the correct decision, but it just really worked out for me that he rolled the 1 right there. And then in the finals, I was going to play against another KO, but it was actually against Nick on my team. And Nick has no interest in going to London. So we split the finals. Nick took the gold foil and I took the W. And now I'm going to London, baby. First time ever going to the Pro Tour. I started streaming Flesh and Blood in July of 2022. I have been working towards trying to qualify for the Pro Tour literally ever since then. And every season I put more practice in. We try even harder, and it's finally paid off. We're going to the PT. Carly and I are going to like take that week off, and we're going to go hang out in London and sightsee and do a lot of the fun and play at the PT. And I got to say, it was very surreal to get there and to like be in that moment. I was very excited. There was just, I don't know, there's just a lot of time and a lot of like, you know, like just a lot of time and love for the game put in and a lot of work put in to be able to get there. And I got a little lucky along the way. That's for sure. I got a little lucky in some certain spots across the day, but it felt really good to finally cross over that hill and to win a ProQuest. I'm very excited to go back to London. The hilarious part is the first time I ever qualified for the Magic Pro Tour was when it was in London. So it was PT London for Magic. And now the first time I've ever qualified for the PT in Flesh and Blood is also in London. So thinking London and I are going to be friends here. I don't know. It's looking pretty good. So I'm pretty excited. I was telling Carly earlier today that I was like super excited to stream and get to share the news with you guys and talk about it. I know I posted on Twitter and I posted on YouTube and stuff like that, but being able to tell you guys with that, because there have been so many of you guys who have been here along the way, like been, you know, just been here for my journey and like watching me and like, you know, like kind of learning with me and helping me get there. And so it's just, it's a very surreal feeling to be here at this moment. And I know that it's not a big deal for a lot of people because there are a ton of people who qualify for the Pro Tour all the time, but I am very, very excited. It's been a long time coming, so I'm very excited to be here. Well deserved, very jealous. Thank you, James. I appreciate it. Yo, Ace, thank you, brother. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Bro finally starts embracing his name, then they're like, lol, new Guardian. Dude, we're actually going to talk about Jarl. I don't know if it's a Y or a J. I'm getting some stuff in the chat that's saying it's a Y, so we're going to stick with that, I think. But I'm very excited to look at Jarl. Dude, I have had all of my Oldham stuff sitting in a binder, and now I'm watching all these people trying to buy stalagmites and all these different things, and I'm just like, yes, give it to me. Let's go, baby. I'm so excited that Earth and Ice is coming back, especially in the Guardian. Oldham was like one of my favorite decks to play probably ever, and like I won a lot of games with Oldham, did really well at a lot of events with him, so I'm very excited that he's coming back. Or not that Oldham's coming back, but that Earth and Ice Guardian is coming back. And I think the new mechanic is going to be pretty cool from Jarl. It'll be pretty sweet. Carl? I haven't heard Carl yet. Jarl? Okay, so I'm hearing Jarl a lot from people. I'm hearing Jarl a lot. I'll see you in London, so definitely won't qualify, but I'm a local. Hey, let's go, dude. Let's go, Billy. That's awesome, man. I'm actually very excited because there's going to be a lot of people who hang out in the chat that are like, you know, from like Europe or more like Eastern countries, and it'll be nice to be able to get to hang out and like meet a lot of people that I have not got to meet before. So I'm very excited for that. I think that'll be a really cool experience. Plus, I love London in general. It's a cool place to be from the experience I've had, in the past. So it should be a lot of fun, and I'm really excited. I love the armor destroying stick. Oh, 100%. 100%, dude. 100%, dude. Surprises for your first PQ win. Seems like you would have a few under your belt. Thanks, Andrew. I appreciate it, man. It's been a long time coming, man. So I'm happy to get there. As much as I didn't want to, this whole ProQuest season felt like I was meant to be a roadblock to you, but I'm glad you beat me each time. Mason, I can definitely see that, man. We've played what 4 times now across 3 ProQuests. It's been a lot of games so far, man. Or no, we played 3 times against 3 ProQuests. We play once at each ProQuest, man. But it's been fun to get to travel and hang out with you for sure. Agrablaze 96, Jarl, Frostbite, Altars win. Dude, Martin, we can just throw that on the list with the embodiment of lightning and the rune chant. We'll just need to make that happen, man. I'm here for it. I'm totally here for it. Like, at this point, like, Martin, when a new set comes out, I'm just going to have to, like, pay to keep you on retainers so that I can get new tokens made when they come out, man, when they come out. Oh, dude, 1 to 10 with Jarl, I'm like an 11 right now, bro. We're getting ready to pull him up. We're getting ready to talk about all the decks. Jarl is Jarl for it's Norwegian for chef. Okay, all right. So let Jarl cook, huh? Let's go. Hoping Jarl won't be too busted that he goes LL in a month. I mean, dual elements are always crazy. Funny that you're saying that because I feel the same way. Still do not sink in that I won here and will finally attend a Pro Tour. As you said, kind of surreal, dude. Like, you know, Shaz, I get it, man. It's when you practice that much and you've been working that hard to get there, man. It does. It feels surreal. I had to let it sink in. I definitely did not think that I had actually it never really hit me until I got home and I was talking to Carly about it. So it's awesome, man. But that's great. I'm glad I'm going to be. I'm excited to be able to see a lot of people at the PT. Oh, chief, not chef. Okay. I still let Jarl cook. I still think we're going to say that anyway, even though I was wrong. Mangle was a card I already like to play in Victor, so having an entire deck. Oh, dude. So that was one of those things that I actually, I never really got around to playing Mangle and Victor, but I actually owned a playset of it because the first iteration of Victor played Mangles to try and help with some of the things we were trying to accomplish. Plus, it was just a good 4 for 8, and at that point in time, we were trying to abuse Tunic. And we were trying to abuse Tunic and Trounce to throw as many 4 for 8s as possible. So I have a playset of Mangle, which I'm glad I don't have to buy them because, you know, they're like $15 now. It's crazy. It's crazy. I'll watch the Harl Yipe train on the sideline and wait for Dromai or Corva to be official. I mean, Dromai's I don't know. We're probably looking at something crazy from Dromai seems to be coming back, right? Seems to be coming back. No Tunic is safe. I mean, yeah, that's the truth. With Jarl, that's for sure. Yeah, we're definitely Chief Jarl. I like that. Even though it means the same thing, I guess you're just saying Chief. We're gonna say Chief Jarl anyway. All right, let's take a look at the cards we've gotten here. So when we talk about Jarl, let's see. Can I zoom in on this at all? No, of course not. Whenever you play an ice card, create a frostbite token in an opponent's exposed head, chest, arms, or leg zone. A zone is exposed if there is nothing in it or equipped to it. So once you're able to clear the equipment out, you can actually add frostbites there. And I think that's really cool. That's pretty neat, to be honest. I'm not going to lie. The whole, I think being able to add frostbites into zones is a really neat idea. And so I think this is something that could be really sweet. We're going to be able to do a lot of dumb things with equipment here, I think, with him. Yo, Caleb, what's up, dude? Yeah, I saw that they were $20 a piece. I saw a bunch of people dude. So I have to say, Rob and Chris from Second Cycle spec'd on Blizzards and Channel Lake Frigids at Minneapolis. And, dude, they got to be living it up right now. They got to be living heyday right now. Got to be living a heyday right now. Still don't really understand why this guy has Earth, though. I mean, there'll be something that we can do, right? There'll be something that we can do with Earth cards, I'm pretty sure. There's got to be something that comes out with Earth cards, I think, at some point. Mangle insta-kills Iron Man Teklo. Also, Iron Man Teklo has 4 empty slots. Oh, yeah, dude. Mangle with Pummel's going to be insane into this deck. So Mangle is going to be, one of the main ideas for, what we're trying to accomplish with Jarl, I think, here. But look at it this way. It says if Mangle, so Mangle is a card. It says if it deals 4 or more damage, destroy target equipment they control with a -1 counter on it. And then we have some cards that Jarl has kind of introduced that are going to mess with equipment and work against them that way. So that'll be pretty cool though. I don't know. It'll be pretty cool. I'm excited to see Mangle get some play and some love. But Jarl's sweet. I don't know. This is going to be awesome. I also like that they gave us a 4-block Guardian block again. Feels amazing. This is the second time that they have given Guardian a spec block for different heroes because Trounce isn't a spec block, is it? No, Golden Sun's a spec. Never mind. But either way, we're getting powerful block cards to play in Guardian, which I like. When this defends if the attacking hero controls an equipment with a -1 counter on it, you may search your deck for a Mangle, banish it, then shuffle. You may play it during your next action phase. This is crazy. This is actually crazy. This is going to be insane. This card is nuts. I'm a really big fan of this card. This is one I actually haven't got to read yet. This is a 0-cost block 3 blue. Channel Mount Eisen. CMI. I like that. Go again. At the start of each hero's turn, they lose life equal to the number of frostbites in their equipment zones. Oh. Dude, are we looking for some kind of like gotcha kill out of nowhere? And then it has Channel Ice. Wow. Wow. That's insane. So we're like looking to try and end the game with this. This is crazy. Oh, that's true. You have Essence of Earth because you can play Felling of the Crown, Plow Under, Rootbound Carapace. Dang, Jarl about to go ham, bro. Jarl about to go crazy. Thoughts on the high octane ban discussion after revealing an ice hero? I mean, they've actively said that they're not going to ban Jarl or they're not going to ban high octane until after Worlds. And like, I mean, they're working on like phasing out the cards that say draw card or do this like non-conditional draw card. And so they're kind of like phasing away from that. And you got to think high octane's a pretty powerful card because it replaces itself. So I'm not super surprised since they're going to the direction where they're trying to get rid of more of the cards that draw cards. Doesn't super surprise me, to be honest. Just noticed the dragons on the Unforgetting Unforgiven might be alluding to Dromai in some way. Unforgetting Unforgiven. I'm not sure what you mean. Are we talking about like how like there's like dragons or whatever that it's like slaying or something like that? Is that what that is? Is that what you're talking about? What you're talking about, Billy? Because I mean, yeah, I definitely think that it's coming back, right? Tome of Harvest is still legal. Tome of Harvest is like very conditional though, right? Because you have to have Arsenal the turn before. So like I think they're working on getting rid of non-conditional go again is their whole thing, right? Like that's their shtick they're looking to get rid of here. Okinola is going to be the freest fuse ever for this deck with at least 4 dual element cards. Yeah, so there's going to be like what? You have the defense reaction that I can't remember the name, Pulse or whatever it is. Now we have Crumble to Eternity that we're already looking at. And the funny thing is like you could honestly just play like a like So Tomorrow like Okinola deck with Jarl like in some interesting way. Also Exposed to the Elements is probably insane in this deck, right? Like you probably get a lot of value out of Exposed to the Elements. Like there's probably like a really sweet play you could make there, to be honest, as well. When this enters the arena, you may put a -1 counter on an equipment. Oh, so this literally just puts a counter on something. It's also a block 3 blue. Insane. At the beginning of your action phase, destroy this. Then your next attack this turn gets Dominate. Jesus. So you can literally put a counter on something by playing this. Have the Unforgetting Unforgiving, and then you can actually just like go search up for a Mangle. Bro, there's so much synergy with this deck. Just in these like 4 cards. Now, like, don't get me wrong, they're all M's, right? So like it's all like a lot of things that have to come together, but I do like that we do have 0-cost ice cards because it means like what to Quinn's point here, you're going to be able to like give Frostbites very easy, which is insane. This like guys, I'm going to be honest, unless like something crazy happens here, we're going to be playing a lot of Jarl. Carly's literally in the other room acting like a pirate. Jarl! Do it so everybody can hear you. Jarl! Oh, God. Oh, she kills me. Congrats on the PT London invite. Yo, Waves. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. It's a second Earth Ice card in the game. Yeah, it's insane, dude. Do you feel that with Jarl we move towards mid-range with higher resource counts in the meta? So the fact that they're bringing Ice back means that, like, Aurora, like, these aggro decks are no longer able to play, like, 9 blues, right? Because if Ice is in the format, Blizzard's being played, Channel Lake Frigid's being played, like, it's inevitable, it's what's going to happen. And the fact that these Ice cards they've given us are already blocking 3 means that, like, we're really looking at, like, abusing Jarl's ability and the Ice effect. So I think this is going to be, like, we're going to go back to, like, you know, like, there could be a world... Stick with me for a second. There could be a world where they got rid of Art of War and they got rid of all of these non-conditional draw card effects so that they could give us Belittle Minnowism back. They're bringing ice back. Maybe they give us belittle minnowism back because it pairs so well with all of the aggro decks and what they're trying to accomplish. I know I'm living like in left field a little bit here, but I'm just kind of speculating at this point to see what we could come up with. Looks like turn 1 prep, and yeah. So like, yeah, it's absolutely an awesome design. I agree. A pirate's life for me. Listen, I'm here for it. This means I'm going to get hit with dominated Okanolds again. Starvo PTSD is real. Dude. I got a meme incoming. I'll share in 2 minutes. Please share in the Discord. I love looking at all the memes after we talk about everything, after we look at everything. But Jarl's going to be really cool. Also, like a really cool flavor text is we have Unforgiving. You'll notice that the art here is like there's a statue of Jarl and there's a lot of life here. And then Crumble to Eternity is literally everything just frozen after it's all come over here. So I like, this is going to be an awesome deck. We're probably going to be jamming this a lot, trying to see how we can make this work in the metagame. I've already talked to Rob from Second Cycle. We're going to do a dual Jarl stream. Like, it'll probably be the first Jarl stream I do. It'll be me and Rob, like, probably trying to put a deck together and then playing some games and talking about some different things. I think it'll be a really cool idea. Rob's a very good Guardian player. It'll be awesome for us to kind of, like, walk through everything and talk about all the different things and ideas we can do. So it should be pretty fun. All right, on tonight's docket, we're going to be playing Dashio. I have named my deck Crank That Soldier Boy because I think it's pretty fun. This is a list that I got from the Techlo Foundry. Follow him on YouTube. He's a great content creator. This is a list that he put together. I'm not sure how it's going to fare. We're probably going to make changes to it tonight as we see fit. There's currently 20 blues in it. The most ridiculous card that we have here is Cerebellum Processor, so we're going to have to be playing in the open CCQ tonight. But this card looks insane. I'm very excited to see excuse me, how this card plays out and how it feels. This should be very good. There are only 13 items in the main deck, which I don't really know how I feel about, but we're going to see how it feels and how this plays tonight. We are going to hop in the Discord with Nick, and we're going to start playing some games here. I'm wondering what the cost will be because it's the first of a lot of Majestics, a legendary. And then so the origins, the origins, like, whole, like, armory deck thing is really cool. I like that. Crank That Sarah Boy. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. Now we're cooking with gas here. All right, let's go. We got Nick hanging out. Yo, Nick, what's up, brother?
What's up, man? How are you?
I'm good. How are you, man?
Good.
All right, let's get it on. What are you playing tonight? I'm playing Dashio.
KO.
KO versus Dashio should be a fun matchup because we can see how it races, like how this pans out. Should be fun. I don't think I can play this in comp CC. I think I have to play this in open CC if I'm remembering correctly. Let's see. Yeah, I think so.
You playing any of the new cards?
Yeah, I'm playing a new deck list that I kind of stole off of somebody. I'm going to send you the game link in the table chat so you'll have it. And then I'm actually very excited to see how Dashio feels tonight. $60 was announced. $60 USD for the armory deck. Is that what you're talking about, Quinn? Just to make sure here. Ice Earth Guardian inevitably means new Earth Lightning Runeblade, right? I mean, it could. It could. It absolutely could. All right, so what does our leg piece do here? It's 1 Battle Worn. Banish the top 2 cards of your deck. Gain 1 action point for each Mechanologist card banished this way. All right, yeah, and then we'll just equip the modular arm slot. Dissolving. Like, I think we're just going to run the 60. I just want to get a feel for the deck and just see how it feels. Just excited to, like, kind of play the deck and get a feel for it here. We are going to equip this in the arms. That interesting hand. The Techlo Foundry is a local? Yo, that's cool, dude. That's awesome. It's $60 is the MSRP for the Armory deck Origins Jarl. Okay, cool. Huh. I wonder why it's more. The fact that it's more kind of has my attention. Briar did nothing wrong. Briar did a lot of things wrong, sir. Sir, sir. Yeah, I mean, we'll just come in for 5 here. I got like a hair on my nose or something I can't get off my nose. Good lord. I think I might have gotten it finally. There's 20 plus Majestics and 1 legendary equipment. All right, well, that makes sense why it's $20 then. Or why it's so much, I mean, that at least makes sense. That's kind of cool. I mean, seeing that on top of the deck's pretty sweet, right? I mean, we're probably just supposed to play this, right? We don't have anything. I mean, I guess we could search for one, right? That might be better. Yeah, I guess let's search for one. We will not crank the processor, although drawing the blue feels a little awkward. All right. Knowing what's on top of the deck does not make me want to use Crown this turn. We're going to see how Nick's turn plays out here. Yeah, so the fact that there's a bunch of M's and L's makes sense. Like, does actually make a lot of sense. So I think we're just forced to take 9 here, right? Yeah, I think we're just forced to take 9 here. Drawing into the card on top of our deck does not really help us here, so... Maybe I'm supposed to get a Techlocore last turn? I don't know. It's interesting. How does gaining an action point help us? I mean, I guess it helps us with the processor trying to draw a card, seeing what we have on top of the deck and when we can use it and stuff like that. Let's take 5. We'll see what follows up after this. Nick's going to have one more attack after this. 23 Majestics, 1 Legendary, and 10 new cards in the mix. See, that's just so cool. So if we block here, we can throw this, and then, yeah, I mean, I think this is fine. All right, well, Nick just had like an insane turn. What was that? 9, 5 is 14, and 8's 22. So 30 points on turn 2.
Not bad.
Yeah, I mean, we've committed to the bid at this point. I think we got to take it. We get more armory decks that have a... I mean, getting an armory deck that has an L and it's pretty cool, right? Like, that's a pretty sweet thing to look at. I mean, I guess we can play this off the top and crank. I don't know. This whole turn has felt interesting. Not 10 new cards. 10 new card designs, likely with full playsets of each. Okay. So the boom grenade hits. We now have 3 action points. We can draw a card. And we can boost. And I mean, this feels pretty good. This feels okay. Like, I think we have a decent turn cobbled together here. Like, it's definitely... It's not going to look like much, considering that Nick's like first turn of the game was just 30 points, but... And if Nick is forced to show us a 2-block here, then... Which doesn't seem very likely, but if it is the case, then we can force to add it to the combat chain here. Made me realize how badly I need a break. I might hit one more draft this weekend, but I might be out for a few weeks. You know, it's funny. You're the second person I've heard say that, Brad. You're the second person I've heard say that in the last like little bit to me, which is interesting. I don't know. Like, it's funny because like I've thoroughly enjoyed this ProQuest season, and I've heard a lot of people talk about how like they're not enjoying it and how it doesn't really seem like it's something they want to continue playing. But I've like really enjoyed this ProQuest season, and I hate that there's so many people out there that aren't having a great time. This is a hand of Flesh and Blood cards, if I've ever seen one. Discarded a blue, so we're gonna hope that Nick doesn't have another blue to be able to go claw into the swing big that we know he has. Yeah, I think we're supposed to block like this. Go to 5. It's a great PQ season. I'm just burnt out from too much playing is all. I mean, and that's, you know, that's okay, man. Like, there's nothing wrong with that, you know? Like, that is perfectly okay. Like, there is nothing wrong with just being burnt out. Like, you know, I get it. Truly, I do. Yeah, I think this is fine. We'll just go down to 3 here. We don't really need the Quicken token. We're going to attempt to get value out of the processor here. So we are going to do this to gain an action point here. We go up an action point, and we have a good card on top of the deck, so we are just going to go ahead and draw it. We are going to come in for 5, go again. Would love to have the card that's on top of our deck, to be honest, but beggars can't be choosers and all that. Congrats on the PQ, my dude. Been watching so much of your Aurora play. Also released. Proud of you. Thanks, Carl. I appreciate that, man. It means a whole lot, brother. It's a very exciting feeling to finally be crossing that threshold. It is very exciting, man. Very exciting. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, then we're gonna play the Teklo-Core. This is a hand if I've ever seen one. For 8, huh? So if I block 3... Actually, am I supposed to block 6? If I block 6, I can play this and crank and then use the resource. I mean, I guess I'm not using the resources if I do this. So I just have... Blocking like this is just better. If we go to 1, we're always just leaving ourselves to the out of dying to Reckless Swing, but I don't really know that we want to use... I think I'm just not going to crown here. Which is really weird. But our play currently forces 2 cards out of Nick's hand, and I'm going to be honest, I don't hate that. So we're going to play Boom Grenade. We will crank, and then we're going to come in for 4. This is 4, go again. We're going to make decision. We're going to make Nick make a decision here. Maybe I'm not supposed to block with Crown there. Maybe I'm supposed to block with Plating and Teklo Foundry Heart. But I don't think that's correct either. I think that I needed to stay at 3, and I needed to save the Adaptive Plating for a turn when I could really try to get a lot of value out of it here. Yeah, I agree. Like, getting burnt out and, like, you know, just being unhappy with situations over and over and over again is a very bad place to be, and it's a very frustrating thing to feel, so I get it. I understand. I do think we're going to activate Heart. I don't want to draw that card on top of the deck. And I think we'll draw this one. This is fine. And then I will play this. We will not crank. We could crank to gain our action point back and then throw this at Nick as well. Actually, that's just what we're supposed to do, right? Yeah, we do need to crank. And then I am going to boost, come in for 4, and force Nick to either take an additional 7 on top of the physical, or force Nick to give me his other 2 cards, which could also be good for us. Aggro metas can also be like very like demanding mentally and physically in a lot of ways, because like, I don't know, like I honestly enjoy the aggro metas. I enjoy the aggro metas because it's just a lot of very quick rounds and like interesting, like, I don't know. I enjoy it. I think I enjoy the aggro metas that aren't like Zen nonsense, but that are also like, I don't want like super mid-rangey nonsense all the time. I don't enjoy that. And we can blow up the cerebellum processor here. Block for 3. This feels like a pretty good place to be at right now. Resources are incoming from the Teklo core. We're going to play the boom grenade off the top. I don't think we're supposed to crank here. I guess we can crank because it lets us play the Teklo core, which is pretty strong. So we're going to go 4 go again. We do have to be a little bit careful here with this hand and what we're trying to do here. Yeah, it does prove that like aggro metas are not mindless. Now I think that like aggro metas where like Zen was the #1 deck, like before bans and stuff, is very unfun. And I think it's honestly just miserable for everybody. I don't think anybody enjoys that kind of stuff personally. Like, I personally didn't enjoy the Zen meta. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, like, Victor had an okay matchup, so, like, there was counterplay to it. And then this red boom grenade, do you have a no block in your hand?
Yeah.
Oh, that panned out nicely for us there. Did not think we were going to win that game. I, kind of just seeing Dash come back from the dead there. Okay, well, we'll put one on the record book there for Dash, because I did not see that win coming. Thought that was going to be rough after the way that game started. I lost 2 games that I should have won, all because I was too scared of my flesh bag getting blown out by an instant. And both times it just made me mad. Ended up dropping before Swiss was even over because I knew I wasn't in the headspace to continue. I mean, so like that's one of those things is like if you start making mental mistakes like that, it can be very, very frustrating. And it's very easy to make mental mistakes like that in a lot of ways. So we are not going to crank. Okay. So we'll come in with Outpace for 4. This can't be defended by equipment, which I'm going to be honest, this is like one of the better commons. This is one of the better commons that came from Bright Lights, in my opinion. Outpace is very good. I always appreciate making mistakes like that in test environments because it often means you'll never make that mistake again. So yeah, and I think that that's like a big thing of kind of like what is kind of like what, you know, like Brad was talking about, is it's very frustrating to make mistakes like that at a ProQuest or at a calling or like a, you know, a bigger event that you feel like matters, as opposed to making those kinds of mistakes at like an armory. Because I agree, making those mistakes at an armory or testing on Talishar is where you want to make them. Those are the places you want to make those mistakes. New Dio is kind of Zen nonsense, though. I mean, I'm going to agree with you, Florian, that like the new Dio deck is pretty dumb. I'm probably going to play new Dio deck the last. So there's no ProQuest within 4 hours of me. There's one ProQuest 4 hours away this weekend that I'm not going because I've already qualified and I don't really want to spend like that long in the car for another trip. Sorry, now I'm thinking about my turn here. Nick took that, so we don't really have to push a ton of damage here, which means we do have the option to throw the boom grenade out, arsenal the attack, and then just kind of play for the next turn. But yeah, like, Dio's very strong, but I also think there's like a fair bit of like, I think there's like more counterplay to Dio than there was to Xin, would be like kind of my counter argument there. And I'm not going to say that's for sure the case, but that is how I feel about it. Oh, that sucks. Boo. Boo, Nick's playing good cards. I'm just kidding. I think we're just going to take 8 here. We have a very strong hand. Was playing better than I've ever played before until that point in the games. Literally went toe-to-toe with the Wolfpack members, or even crawled back from way behind until the very end. I mean, yeah, like, that just goes to show that, like, it really only takes, like, one turn of, like, you know, bad mistakes to, like, really put you in a bad spot or cost you a game, in my opinion. I think that's, like, kind of, like, a great lesson to learn, is that, like, games aren't really over until they're over. At least that would be like one of my key takeaways, I would tell people. That would be like one of my key takeaways from a lot of stuff. We will crank the boom grenade, and then we'll come in for 4. 4 go again. We put a Teklo into play off the top of the deck, and we put a boom grenade into play from our hand, and we are cranking. It's possible I'm supposed to throw the 0 to 60 and get the action point, and then put that in without cranking would maybe be a better play. Let's go ahead and draw a card. I think we want to get a processor, right? Like, that's probably where we want to be at. I don't think we want to crank the Cerebellum processor. I think we're already in a good enough spot. That's an interesting one. We will boost here, I think. This is 4 go again, and we have 1 card left in our hand here. Judge my opponent's using good cards. I mean, I'm not saying I've used that line before, Liam, but I have used that line before. I actually, the funny part is I let a buddy borrow a Scowling Flesh Bag, and then I had to play against him in top 8 one time, and I made a joke. I was like, Judge, my opponent has my cards. I'd like them back, please. I was completely kidding, for anybody who's curious. I would never do that on a serious note to someone. That would just be cruel and unusual for no reason, but I've been known to make a few jokes like that in my day, in my time. All right, so what can we do here with this turn? Nick takes 1, the boom grenade pops off. I think we want to activate Heart. I don't think I want to draw this card. I would much rather draw this card. We get to go backup protocol. We are going to crank. We're going to come in for 4 with the Fast and Furious. This is 4 go again here. Judge, I want to repair. I didn't get to buy. It was always a personal favorite of mine. I like that one too, Brad. I've never used that one, but be sure I'm going to for sure. Did something similar to Skirmish where someone borrowed my Apex Bonebreakers and went to win the entire skirmish. I mean, listen, if you're not trolling your friends because of cards, like, what are you doing, right? Are you guys even friends at that point? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You guys know what I'm saying. All right, so 4 comes across here. We have 2 action points, so we're going to go 2 go again. 2 go again. Now, we no longer have any action points. We're going to go ahead and activate backup protocol. We're going to get back our 0 to 60. It's just a very solid 0 for 4 in our arsenal that we can have, so we're going to set this up here. And I think this was good. Also, we have a really solid hand next turn. Like, this is a pretty good hand here. Did you mean to pass?
Oh, no.
No, you're good. I just wanted to make sure. You can just hit undo there. Oh, let's see. Activate our backup protocol, get 0 to 60, and then do this. So it's actually interesting because it would have been better for us to get the outpace, but I still think I made the more correct decision looking at everything. Brother. Hits the Teklo core. Okay. Hey, Annabelle, what's up, dude? I'm so hyped that Ice Guardian's back. You guys have no idea how hype I am about that. We could use this turn, right? Like, we could intentionally use this turn and try to just push as much as we can here. Yeah, I think this is a good turn to try and, like, use this. We're going to have to take 6 and go down to 22, but I think that's okay. We're going to lead here. We might as well play this. And I think we will crank. I think looking at our hand, we're at an okay spot enough to like kind of leave this the way that it is. And we have the processor to draw a card here this turn because we have an extra action point. Plus our Symbiosis shot has a lot of counters on it, so we can push pressure when we need to here. Hey, Leaks, what's up, dude? Check Dream Memes. I'll check it after this game, dude. I can't wait to go Visage into Mangle in a couple... Mangle off of a Tunic with the new hero. Dude, Romping Club. Jarl's going to be awesome. Jarl's going to be awesome. We have cranked an item this turn. I don't really want to draw that card, to be honest. I don't actually know what I'd like to draw here, but I don't think... Maybe that was it. Maybe we did want to draw that. Boom Grenade hits. We get to push a lot of damage. If we draw this, I can activate Heart. Actually, if I can draw this and I can arsenal this. So we're going to have 2 action points when this is over with because of the crank. Did Nick give us Fleshbag this turn? Actually, sorry, Nick, I need to do something different here. Since Nick gave us Fleshbag, I need to activate this so that I can throw both of my attacks because we're going to get a Harpoon back to Arsenal here. I'm really hoping that his weapon does something, like, really fun. I'm hoping it's not as broken as Winter's Well, but I'm hoping it's exciting, right, Leaks? Like, I think that would be cool. Or, I'm sorry, Liam. I think the best meme ever made just got put into the Dream Memes. All right, man. We're going to have to check it out after this. If it's that good, I'm on top of it, fam. If it's that good, I'm on top of it. All right, we got a big hydrate here for Leaks coming up. We got a big hydrate. All right. And then we have 2 shots with the Symbiosis shot here. Putting Nick all the way down to 5, but I assume Nick's going to have a heck of a turn to crack back with here. We're going to Arsenal the Harpoon. It's the best place for it to be. Cracking Sash. Okay. Yeah, we're going to have to take 7 here. There is effectively 1 card we could block with here in our hand if we need to. It's not going to be on the first one, though. It's going to be on something else. My guess is a 2-handed weapon that gains attack for empty slots. Ooh, I like that, Liam. That's a cool spec. Yeah, Leaks, we were talking about Jarl earlier. Just 6. Oh, Nick still has an action point because of the beaten trackers. Yeah, we're just going to hold. We're going to go down to 9. I don't see a reason to play this out any differently. And that's exactly why we held right there. So there's no guarantee of how this turn pans out, but I think this is how we want to block. We can just block 6 and not get the value from the plating, which gives us our Harpoon back. I do not want to galvanize. There is always a chance that we could use Heart to be able to draw an extra card. To be able to like set up an extra card here to draw. It's always something that we could do here. So we're just going to go Outpace. Kind of miss playing Dash, I won't lie. This is fun. I say congrats on the qual. I won't get the chance to gotta focus on the MTG PT, but I'll see you around there. Better believe I'll be rooting for you. Dude, Swan, thank you, man. I really appreciate that, brother. It means a whole lot. I really appreciate the kind words. I'm very excited. I am like over the moon that I actually was able to like bring it all together and set it up, man. It's a very exciting feeling. I am very, very hyped for the whole thing. So, dude, good luck at the MTG PT, man. I don't know when the next PT is for MTG or what set it is off the top of my head, if I'm being honest. But I do appreciate it, man. It means a whole lot. So we have an interesting line here. If Nick has no blocks, we can just win the game. We know he has one. So the Harpoon lets us see his hand, but we don't get to activate the processor this way. Actually, I guess we do, right? No, because like Nick's dead here, even if he has a 3-block, right? Yeah, because we know he has a no block. So the 3-block, he takes 1, goes to 2. And then the, yeah, because it's a Wild Ride in his hand. And then the Symbiosis shot kills Nick because he has a no block. Let's full rematch and try it with me going first.
All right.
And see how it feels if you're, or if you need to go, man, like just let me know. I don't know what you got going on tonight.
No, you're good.
Dude, did you see gosh, what's his name? I cannot remember his name. Buffalo's running back. What is his name? Not Devin Singletary. That's New York. That's New York's running back.
It's Cook, right?
Yeah, James Cook. Do you see he's out tonight?
No.
Dude, I'm going into Monday Night Football up 5 points. My cousin who I'm playing has Josh Allen playing, and I have James Cook playing, and now James Cook is out. So I had to pick up Ray Davis off of waivers just to be able to make something happen tonight. And I'm like, brother, are you kidding me right now? That was not a good feeling a little bit ago. All right, so we're going to clip this to our arm slot. I wonder if I'm supposed to boost and try to find something to do. I mean, if we just pass, this hand's insane, right? Let's boost a little bit and see if we can find something. I like boosting to see if we can find some. Oh, dude, the Dream Memes channel. Let's pull it up real quick here. Let's pull it up while we're sitting here. We'll let Nick decide how he wants to block him. We'll pull it up. Hang on, let me slide this over here real quick. All right, what do we got? We got Calum. Is that holding Miller's Grindstone? I do like that it's holding Miller's Grindstone. Jarl, that kills people. Oh my God, Pockets. This is 10 out of 10, the best meme. Dude, that's going on Twitter. Pockets, if you...
Okay, but I'm weird.
He did the llamas with hats thing. You know I love llamas with hats. Don't sigh at me in there. Carly knows I love llamas with hats. Llamas with hats holds a special place in my heart. Y'all don't even know how much I love llamas with hats. And then we're gonna come in for 4 no boost here. And then we're gonna Arsenal and try to set up for next turn here. Dude, Pockets, that's an amazing meme, bro. You have my full permission to share it. I don't use social media, brother. That is going on Twitter as soon as I'm done. And I'm gonna credit you. I know you said you don't have social media, but I'm definitely gonna credit you, fam, because that's amazing. Cannot tell you how excited I am to share that on Twitter after the stream's over, man. Remember my first being so giddy about it. Any early ideas what you might want to play? In my opinion, Viz, Kano, and Aurora and OG Dash. Yeah, they'll like. I agree that like a lot of those heroes are going to be like at LL risk, and it's something that we'll definitely have to think about. So I don't really know what heroes we're looking at playing yet. Ooh, this is an interesting choice. I mean, I could just give this up, right? I think we're gonna block like this. You know, there's like what 1 or 2 more sets come out before we even get there. So I honestly don't even know like to begin to tell you like what what I want to play, if I'm being honest. Like, I really don't know, like, where we're at with that. You know, like, I feel like there's too many, like, factors that could come into play. Could be Jarl. We could be on Jarl before we get there, right? Could be on Jarl. I've heard you talk a lot about people being exhausted from the game. As someone who's playing hard fatigue Teklo and matches going to time often missing this weekend of ProQuest was fine. I mean, yeah, so, like, I definitely understand where people are coming from when they say they're tired. It's just not me, right? Like, I'm just not really tired when it comes to a lot of that stuff. Like, I personally just love to play the game. So, I don't have to crank this, right? I'll have one action point, which means I could draw a card. I can crank this, though, and then put a Teklo core into play. And I honestly think that, like, just being able to do that is probably worth it, right? Like, just being able to play the Teklo core is probably just worth it by itself. I don't know. I'm definitely open to, like, hearing what you all have to say right there, because that was an interesting decision. I don't know. That was a very interesting decision right there. We still get to draw a card next turn. We're going to take 6 here. Come full circle back to complete Zen dominance. We could. Aggro's 100% playing Jarl. Yo, let's go, dude. Thank you, man. I appreciate the congrats on the win, brother. Brad, I agree. That is a great meme. Is Twitch not a social media? I mean, yeah, it is a social media. I agree. I guess, like, posting it on Twitter is like a place where, like, it can permanently live for people to enjoy. I'll probably post it on YouTube, honestly, after the event or after the stream, just so people can see it there as well. I kind of like blocking like this and getting everything back. Just gives us the ability to, like, strip a lot of equipment here. Let's activate this to gain an action point here. Well, that's insane. We're going to play this off the top of the deck. Should we crank? I'm thinking about whether we should crank or not here, to be honest. I don't think we need that extra action point, do we? Yeah, I don't think we need that extra action point. Like, we already have 2 action points this turn, and I actually really like the card on top of our deck, so we're probably going to draw after this here. You all see the Knight in the Armory skit? Awesome vid for the 5th anniversary. No, are we talking about the 3 floating video? Because I haven't got a chance to see it, but I heard it was awesome. I get to play Polar Blast for pay for the Dominate and give a Frostbite. I guess that's actually true. Like, it's relevant because you can give, like, certain things Dominate, right? That could be pretty cool with Jarl. He gets Felling of the Crown and, like, Plow Under. Like, he gets Commanding Compost. He gets, like, all of that crazy stuff, right? Like, there's a lot of value that Jarl really gets. We're forcing equipment here from Nick, which we really like to do. Back-to-back blue throttles on top of the deck is really interesting. We get Savage Sash. Nick falls down to 27. I think we're supposed to just play the Teklo core here and then just arsenal the Boom Grenade, and we can always use Cop here if we need to cycle. We're also going to use the Adaptoplating this turn to just block here to just get value this turn. Cop looking very good here. Although we'll probably cycle the T-Bone here, if I had to guess. You should play your zeros first so you can Teklo Heart and use it for Dio power. Okay, that makes sense. 3, 6, 7. break the processor because we're not going to be able to draw with it after this because it just goes away after this turn. Really want it? Dude, I would love to have an Ice Ninja, bro. Y'all don't even know how much I would love to get an Ice Ninja. An Ice Ninja is like what dreams are made of. And then we can lead here, I think. Yeah, I think this is fine. This play is actually really interesting because if Nick gives me the flesh bag here, it's like a total trap, and it actually works out for us very well. All right, so we throw 4. Nick blocks out here. I think we're gonna lead here because it's a break point, and this really works for what we're trying to accomplish. Putting the boosting away the Fast and the Furious really sets us up for the boom grenade play right there. Putting our counter back on the boom grenade, so if Nick does decide to block here, we still get to keep the value of having it in play for next turn, even though we cranked. I don't think Teklo Pounder's in the list. I don't think it is. Let me look. It is not in the list. The blue items are 3 Teklo Core and 3 Cerebellum Processor. Those are the blues in the list. I did steal this list from the Teklo Foundry. Great YouTube channel. If you guys have never checked him out, a lot of really good content in general. He's a great player. So that's where this list generated from. I think we're just gonna throw Symbiosis Shot here and just make this happen. Ice Assassin would be cool. Ice Assassin would be cool. Wait, what about Teklo Core, Callier? I agree, because Teklo Core is insane. I think Teklo Core is like just absolutely amazing. So I'm not sure what you mean when you say that. All right, so Sash with a Might here. We do have 2 resources coming. So this is for 7. It ironically doesn't matter for once. So we're just going to take this. Go down to 23. Yeah, a lot of the ice cards are first. A lot of them. Ice Assassin would be nuts. I'd be financially crippled. I love the realization of someone saying I'd be financially crippled if they printed a class of cards, which I get. Pretty sure Ice Assassin would be too much. Yeah, dude, Assassin would be like ridiculously. If Assassin could like thought seize you and play like, it's literally like the idea that like white black Death and Taxes, like being able to play Orzhov Death and Taxes in Magic was absurd. And, like, in my opinion, should have never been a thing.
It should gave me an action point right there.
From what?
My cost my lineup.
The beaten tracker says whenever you discard a random card. If that's what you mean, Nick.
Yeah, my bad.
No, you're good. Do you want to play that turn differently?
No, you're good. Nope.
This was very fortunately a hand that lined up here that we didn't really have to worry about the weakest link. I don't feel like we can say that about too many things. So honestly, pretty happy to see that line up that way. Our card in our arsenal is protected. I don't really want to give Nick a chance to block with his flesh bag any sooner than he wants to here, so we're just going to go about it this way. We are going to come in for 4 go again here. He is going to give us flesh bag and take the last card, which makes a lot of sense. It's a good play. Okay. So this is 3 go again. We are going to play the Teklo Core. And then we get to throw our gun for 8 here, which is phenomenal. And then we're still going to have a card to Arsenal. Having the high octane there, absolutely insane. Also, the cool thing about me playing Dashio is that I already own all of the cards. I played Dashio in the past, and I also have played a lot of like OG Dash. So like I'm pretty set as far as like having all the cards. I just need to buy the Armory deck, which I buy a copy of every Armory deck that comes out just because like I like the cards. I like to have the deck and the cards and all those kinds of things. So. Yeah, you're just giving them 2 sets of control. I agree, Brad. It's too much. It's too much. Thoughtseize, Mill, find the cure to your resource curve, do your taxes. Ice Assassin would do it all. Yeah, dude, like Grublow, like I agree. It would be too much. I would probably take a hiatus from the game at that point. Like, I'm not even joking. I would probably take a hiatus from the game if that happened. I don't think that I could handle Ice Assassin. That would be like the end of my rope, to be honest. So this means that anything I boost is not Mechanologist, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we're just supposed to make this play, I think. This is just the better play we have here. We get to cover this up so that our turn is still functioning. And it's actually kind of crazy how it turned out that blocking like that turned out to be really good for us. Now, Nick having the smashing performance, like, hinders us a little bit, but us drawing the blue off the top of the deck that we knew was there really pans out for us to be able to play this high octane. Oh, nice. We are not going to crank that. We're just going to go 4 go again. Reckless Swing puts us down, and then I don't even know if we want to play this, do we? Actually, no, we do. Because if Nick has 2 cards that block 3, the Boom Grenade ends the game. So we're going to use an action point to draw a card. We're going to play this, crank, 4 go again, forces Nick to give us both of his cards here, and then the gun kills him after this. Or if Nick just has a no block, it doesn't matter anyway, but this forces the game either way.
Block.
You had a no block there?
Yeah. All right. Let's quick rematch it again.
Let's do it. Quick rematch. Yes. Equip that to our arm slot. I mean, I think this is just like absolutely insane. Way to start the game. I don't think we're supposed to boost or do anything. Like, we just get to put probably the best item we can put into play on turn 0. And then we're just going to Arsenal and pass. Like, hopefully Nick has a little bit of an awkward hand. Being able to make an extra might here is pretty good. Ooh, and an agility token. Yeah, and we still don't have any action points because we didn't crank. So, like, Nick knows he's not in fear of, like, getting blown out here. But the processor does, like, help us a little bit for next turn and trying to push tempo here. Lightning Ninja? Bro, we basically just got that with Aurora. What are you talking about, fam? You're right. You're right, Trent. Although I did like your idea of me putting Dashio on the cover and then playing Jarl anyway. This is not Jarl. I'm worried about us potentially with Jarl. I'm already hearing Doomer talk of him potentially sprinting to LL. I mean, I hope not, but we'll see what happens. I mean, you just never know, right? Did you mean to pass?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't do nothing else.
I just wanted to make sure. So let's pitch here and let's come in for 4 go again. I was expecting to be able to block with another card there to be able to get value that we wanted, but either way. I mean, listen, I've seen multiple people post on Twitter that they think Fi is like going to be one of the better decks moving forward, actually. And I'm curious to know, like somebody said that they were playing Head Jab in their list, which is really interesting to me. Really interesting. I'm supposed to boost to look for more items on turn 0 there. On turn 0? I'm intrigued to know that, like, that's the case. Not saying you're wrong. I'm just kind of processing. You see what I did there? I'm processing. God, I'm so funny. So this connects 37 down to 33. We have an extra action point. We're going to draw. We're going to draw this card just because it's very good. And then I think the best thing we're going to do is we're just going to come in for 2. We're not going to boost. I did have the option of throwing the gun here to be able to like set up a little bit and keep this in hand to guarantee a blue. But when we have this in our arsenal, I think we're in a good enough spot to just be able to like try and play our turn and use Cerebellum again next turn. Plus, if we ever do boost to Fast and the Furious, we're going to be able to like keep the Cerebellum around even longer there. Putting Nick down to 31, and we draw into an okay hand. So we're going to play Boom Grenade. We are going to crank. Maybe I'm supposed to wait and like try to get value there. I'm not sure. High Octane. I mean, if I play this off the top of the deck, I'm just not going to be able to do the things I want to do this turn. And ultimately, I think I would rather... Yeah, I wanted to play that, but I don't think it's correct. I don't think it's correct right there. I lost the future side effect Dio has. Makes me feel like I'm playing 4D chess. Oh, it's insane, right? Jarl does not sprint to LL. We have Enigma and Drone 9 soon enough, probably. I mean... Alright, so we get a lot of equipment. Takes the zipper hit here. Processor to draw a card because we have the action point for it. And then we could pitch one of these to activate. Wait, am I even supposed to do that last turn? Am I even supposed to activate Processor? It feels wrong not to, right? Like, it feels like we're just supposed to do this. But I don't really know what the rest of our turn looks like. Yeah, I think we're just supposed to do this always. Drawing into this is perfectly fine. And then I think we're supposed to activate here. We're going to throw the gun. Actually, wait a second. This is wrong, too. I'm sorry. I'm all over the place right now. Yeah, I have to throw this because we want to push the boom grenade, right? I think we push this for the boom grenade.
You love to see it.
We love the bot follows on kick. We love the bot follows on kick. Takes on Shadow Ninja? Shadow Ninja would be cool. Yeah, you only have to show me one card since I broke the chain. Oh, we could leak damage. You're saying if we push to find more items on turn 0, we could potentially, like, push damage because there's so many no blocks and have a better chance of setting up more items. So I guess we could have, like, just boosted there on turn 0 and then, like, played the Cerebellum to end the turn. Would have been better. Makes sense. Makes sense. And then we do get to throw the gun twice here because we boosted, so we're getting more value out of our high octane as well here.
Some biddies, you say?
Yo, let's go. Trent with that 1 bit. He's keeping the streak alive. You love to see it. Thank you, Trent. Appreciate it, brother. Means a lot, man. Zipper hit in the arsenal. Probably just giving up the plating here this turn. We've gotten a lot of equipment out of Nick's hand, and we're still in a pretty decent spot in this game so far. I mean, yeah, this is just no blocks here. Hey, what's up, Justice? How many heroes are too many in CC? I mean, I'm personally a big fan of an open metagame, so you can't really tell me that there are too many heroes. So this is going to go away, and so is the boom grenade. Man, I, like... Whew. I was expecting more than Claw, to be honest. That's why we kept as many cards as we did right here. We are going to boost. We're going to hope to get a little lucky here and find an item off the top of our deck here. Still hoping for reverse Monarch, Shadow Illusionist, and Warrior, and Light Brute and Runeblade. That could be really fun. Could be a really fun design, right? Like it could give like the devs like a really interesting way to go. It's probably just supposed to be this, right? Like just in case we find an item, we have the resources to be able to play it off the top and make something happen here. Throwing this feels like a crime. I guess we're supposed to, though. Good decisions are rewarded. Good decisions are rewarded. We'll see how Nick plays this out, and we'll see how he decides to do this. So Nick says no blocks. We're going to play this off the top of the deck. We are going to crank, and we're going to go ahead and activate it. And then we're going to go ahead and get Harpoon back. If I attack for 4, Nick's forced to show us 3 cards if I don't boost, so I can leave this on top. I think I'm okay just boosting this, right? Because we want to see Nick's whole hand here. Drawing into that's not bad. Yeah, so we boosted 4 times on the chain, which means we get to see Nick's entire hand here. Nick, you got to show me your whole hand, brother.
Oh, my bad.
No, you're good, man. You're good. I boosted 4 times this turn. Missed 1 damage on the Fast and the Furious. Oh, because I could have played the backup protocol like while it was there. Wild Ride, Smashing Performance, and Wild Ride are the cards in hand. Okay. Oh, I see. So if we had played the backup protocol while it was still there, we would have had the ability to while it was on the chain, right? Because it's not when you play this card, right? Where the hell did it go? Oh, is it still on the combat chain? Yeah, so it's a static check, which means if we had played an item and cranked it, we would have gotten +1 there. Good catch. Good catch. Thank you. Wow. This hand's what we like to call duty, boys. Duty. So we know that Nick has another Wild Ride in hand. We could play Cerebellum Processor, pitch this to come in for 4. We have to crank this, boost this to put a counter back on it. We could block with the arm piece here to make sure that we can get value out of the Cerebellum if we want to. I guess we're supposed to wait in case it's an erase face, right? That comes in after this. Because we want to be able to block the erase face if we need to. I think we have to go to 14. All right, so this is fine. We get to just block with the arm piece here and just get our value we want and play our turn out. We are going to fall down to 9, but I still think we're in a good spot. So we're going to go Cerebellum Processor. We are going to crank this. We're going to... I guess we should lead on the T-Bone, right? Like, it's just better to lead on the T-Bone because you never know what you'll find on top of the deck, which just makes it better. Drawing the other T-Bone, like, it is what it is, I guess. Not a huge fan of drawing the other T-Bone. I think we're just going to go this direction. Now, that's a card we can draw. Oh... yeah, no, we can still draw this. This is fine, right? Yeah. Even if it's going to cost us the rest of our turn, drawing this is perfectly fine because it's a beautiful arsenal target, and it really gives us a lot of value for next turn here. Like, we're really setting up in a positive light here to be able to, like... we're setting up in a very good light for next turn. So we activate this to draw a card, and if there's an item on top like this, we get to play it. Value Town, Population Us, and we get to Arsenal the Spark of Genius for next turn, which is insane. This is for 8. I mean, crown this away. Oh, it's so good. That is so insanely good. I gotta boost away first. The Fast and the Furious? No, I wanted to do that. So this is good. And then this is 4. We take one of the Beast Withins here. Is there a way to force Nick to block again? I think the answer is no. If we crack the heavy heart in the heavy industry gear shift, we get to draw a card, throw 2, and Arsenal. But I think we're better off to just draw a card in Arsenal and then just set up for next turn. As Gwen Stefani said, this hand's bananas. Paraphrasing a little bit there, obviously, but this hand is very solid. Nick comes in for 6 here. Ah, I have no idea what I just clicked on. What is happening? Okay, I don't know what just happened. I hope that the stream is like okay for the time being. Yeah, I don't know. There's gonna be like a weird black screen. Sorry, everybody. Anyway, so Nick comes in for 6 here with Dominate. We block 2. We could block with the Outpace here if we wanted to, because we have the Teklo-Core resources available to us. I think we're better off to just keep the resources and go to 5 here. What are we uh-ohing, Brick? The fact that like I almost caused my computer to crash for no reason? All right, I'm glad that the stream was good, because I have no idea what just happened right there. That was really weird. So we're going to go Boom Grenade. We are going to crank it. I think we're supposed to go ahead and activate this now because we don't care about the blue zipper hit. And then we get to go red zipper hit. This is an insane rip off the top of the deck. We're going to play this right here, which is insane. Everything this turn is also block or die with the Boom Grenade in play, because if Nick takes 1 point of damage, he's dead. Play the Teklo-Core. Drawing that's just fine, right? Because it's like literally just enough to get us there with the extra action point we have. So this is 4 go again, can't be defended by equipment. And then we have 3 go again into the Spark of Genius to draw something and crank. I'm assuming we have items left. If not, it's just a 0 draw card, which is less good because it would end our turn technically. And then from there, we have the Symbiosis shot. After that, if we still needed something else to do, but I think we close it out right here. Yeah, Nick drawing 2 blood rushes like this, like not being able to play 1 all game and drawing 1 when he's dead is very unfortunate for him. Yeah, and then it's 3 on hit. He takes the Boom Grenade and dies. There's only 1 backup protocol red, and we've already seen it. So far, there's only 1 in the main deck, and we've already seen it. So that was the problem with that line there, Riku. But it would have been very good. Did I turn my numbers lock off? What's happening? Bro, is my keyboard just like dying or something? What is happening right now? Yo, what is going on with my computer? Hang on. I don't know what's going on with my computer, guys. We might get a black screen here for a second. Okay. I'm not trying to launch anything. What is happening? The only thing that's working correctly is Spotify? Why? Bro, what is going on right now? Is the stream still up? I mean, yeah, if you can figure out how to make my computer start working.
You need to unplug your keyboard and plug it back in.
Okay. No, it's not my keyboard.
But you said it wasn't working before.
It's like the shift button is like being held at all times right now. Like literally, it won't open OBS. It's like control is being held at all times. I don't know what's happening right now. I can't open OBS. I can't see anything that's happening right now.
Right-click it?
Huh?
Can you right-click it?
Okay, there's OBS finally. Yeah, it's literally opening new tabs. And it's like opening Discord in a tab. I can't full screen my mount. Like,
Well, maybe you should pause your stream.
okay. Is it working? No. I mean, there's like a way to full screen it, I think, from here, but like, this is crazy. Guys, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that all this is happening. My address is leaked would not be the first time it's happened on stream.
Are you doing that?
I'm moving it, yeah.
What do you normally do to do full screen?
Okay, so literally F11 just won't work?
What is that? What you do to?
Yeah, F11's how you like full screen it. There's another way to do it, but I can't remember how. Like, also this like won't go away, and I don't know what this is.
I think it's an alert or an error.
Oh my god.
You may just need to restart. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or close everything. Like get out of shower.
Why is it opening a new tab? Like, why will it not let me... Okay, so it'll let me come over here. I like literally have to hover to like open what I want to open. Why is every button on my keyboard working but F11? Dude, are we about to stream?
You unplugged it and plugged it back in.
Unplugged what?
The keyboard.
No.
We'll do that.
It's not the keyboard. My mouse is doing it too. I'm telling. It's not the keyboard.
I believe you, but it's something.
Like, can I still paste the deck? Yeah, like Control V works. F5 works. All right, it's a skill issue. Thanks, Brad. Dashio's hacked my computer. Yeah, it's literally like controls being held in on my computer at all times. Well, it looks like it's time for a new keyboard, boys. Yeah, is there a way to like make this full screen? Because it appears that everything else is working. Oh, I say that. Now it's not. Unplug your keyboard and throw it out your window. Yeah, I don't. Does anybody know how to make full screen? I don't. The caps lock is not turned on. I don't know what. Like caps lock is. What, hang on. It literally won't even let me type in here. Why is Chrome being so weird right now? Like it's Chrome. Chrome is the issue.
Well, can you control delete?
I have like 8 tabs open that I'm using. I'm gonna have to. Yeah, it keeps opening like extra Chrome tabs.
Yeah. If Chrome is a problem, just I know it's frustrating.
Why is Chrome running 6.5% of my GPU? Or my CPU? That's so stupid. Makes no sense. I turned Chrome off and everything works just fine. I have 43 tabs open. Caps lock is perma-locked confirmed. Let's restore my tabs and see what happens.
These mushrooms make you feel...
Now there's ads coming through my headset. Jesus. Okay. Guys, I'm sorry that y'all are having to deal with this right now. Okay. Chrome, confirmed issue.
It's back to normal.
It works now. I don't know what just happened there. I probably muted myself like 1,000 times.
Popping up is probably what was going to tell you what the issue was, but you didn't look at it.
No, I tried to open it 12 times and it wouldn't open. When you clicked on it, nothing happened. Like literally nothing would happen.
I'm glad it's working.
Carly unplugs the internet and plugs it back in one time and she thinks she knows it all over here.
Oh my god.
Okay.
That is disrespectful.
It's so true.
No, it's not.
Okay. Okay, after all of that, we're back. Nick, are you still there? You want to jam game still?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm
I
back.
will make a new lobby because, all right, we're back. Sorry about all the technical problems. If you guys have been hanging out in the stream long enough, you know that I am not tech savvy. Hence, Carly came in here to try and save the day because she knows I'm not tech savvy. And technology just frustrates me. Okay, we're 4-0 with Dashio so far. Dashio's felt very strong. Yo, let's go. Zechariah's coming back because Ice is back, son. Let's go. Aggro blazing a little too hard tonight. Oh, man. All right, so our the raw 60 we've been running has just felt pretty clean so far. I think we're going to stick with it. I'm still trying to get a feel for the deck and like understand when I want certain cards and when I don't. I'm not really sure when you want sideboard cards. Like this is probably for like Aurora, if I'm guessing Dissolving Shield. I don't backup protocols for grindy matchups. Tick-tock clock is for like the mirror, I'm assuming, and things like that. I'm not sure when you're supposed to bring in Max V. Truly have no idea. So I don't know. We're going to keep running it and seeing how it feels. You can set up all the internet and TVs if at the new house if I think I can troubleshoot. What? More fatigue than aggro on fixing the IT issues, bro. Carly knows best confirmed. That's the truth, bro. That's the truth. So I think we're just supposed to crank this. And then we can actually come in. And then this puts the counter back on it, which is really nice. And then we have the ability to spark here. Which I personally think is awesome. So we're going to spark for 0. Are we better off to get a processor or are we better off to get a Teklo core? Teklo core is insanely powerful, but cerebellum processor is literally just drawing us a card every turn. I think we're going to go with the processor. We are not going to crank. And then I think we'll just arsenal this. Processor looking to be insane here, I think. Carly's just throwing shade in the chat. I'm so here for it. I'm so here for it. New hero, Carly. I like that. Oh. Did you see the new hero, Jarl? Yes, Vajith, I did. We were talking about it earlier, dude. He looks so cool. I'm actually very excited to see how he feels and how he plays. I think that'll be a lot of fun and a really cool hero to play. Yeah, I think this is no block so far. Don't see a reason to block here, really. Zechariah isn't coming back. Dude, I hope he comes back. I like when Zechariah plays. He's a cool guy to hang out with. This is probably just no blocks to the moon, right? Just go to 20, which feels bad, but... I'm glad out of all my fast stuff, out of all my flesh and blood stuff, I kept my lakes and other ice stuff. I mean, yeah, it's a good thing to have right now. If Aggro is going to set up the electronics at the new lakes this week, it might not be the best... Might be the last time you see him stream for a while. Wow, Carly's out here just letting me have it right now, huh? Carly's just so hostile. So much hostility. I think let's lead here. This is just a good, like, 1 for 5 to start on. We're hoping to try and, like, find an item off the top of the deck, something that we could set up to try and get some real power going here. It'll also depend on how this turn pans out for us. We're going to go ahead and do this in the middle of the turn here, I think. We're going to go get a red boom grenade, and we are going to crank. We draw into a blue, which is fine. We're going to go Medex. It's a pretty good item to find off the top of the deck. It doesn't really help us with our Cerebellum issue at the current moment, but it's still okay, I think. It's still a very good play to have and one to make here. We'll see how Nick blocks this turn out here. We could be a little greedy and wait for another item on top of the deck, but I don't think that's correct. I think we're just supposed to play this one out. Yeah, this is going to be a really good turn for us. This lines up pretty well. When a Dory player claims they're coming back because of ice, they're lying, LOL. Yes, sir, Max, I will be in London, man. I want a ProQuest this weekend, and we will be there hanging out with everybody. I'm actually very excited. We're going to throw the gun. And then we're going to go ahead and activate this, get back our 0 to 60, and we're just going to go ahead and set this up in Arsenal and get ready for our next turn. I think we're just going to take 4 here. No reason to block. We've got a pretty solid hand. Teklo-Core is a very good way to start this turn out. High Octane. Drawn to a super good attack here. I think we'll just lead here. Seems like the best place to be leading at the start of this turn here. We did draw into a very good card off the top of our deck, but we have a 15-point margin to go here that we're trying to crawl out of. IRL backseating for real? Dude, I'm here for it, Max. I'm here for it. Are you going to be at London, Max? So I really don't think this is a card we want to draw off of the processor here. So we could spark, or we could just wait and try to set up a better turn out of this. I think we're just supposed to wait. Yeah, I think we're just supposed to wait and see like what we can try and draw into and how we can set this turn up. Also gives Nick some interesting decisions as far as like his equipment is concerned and how he wants to work this out. Yo, let's go, dude. I'm excited we'll be able to get to hang out there, man. Throwing Harpoon just lets us see the next 3 cards, like all 3 cards in Nick's hand here, which is very good for us because it lets us pick what we want to take. We are looking to Arsenal, so I think we're just going to take the CNC here. I'd rather leave him with the blue and the yellow that don't really do a lot as far as like the next turn's looking. So I think we're supposed to draw this card. This card's insanely powerful. We can play this one off the top of the deck. We will not crank. We're going to spark for 0. I think we're going to go get a processor. We're not going to crank. We're going to come in for 3 go again here. We're going to have some words if you keep it up. Yo, let's go, Brad. I was like Brad out here just like starting fights apparently. All right, Boom Grenade puts Nick down to 18. We're going to activate Processor to draw a card. We go down to 3 action points. Play Boom Grenade. We will not crank, and then we're going to come in with the pistol twice, and we're going to go ahead and arsenal here and set up for next turn. This deck is dummy good. We're going to refresh here. We are supposed to crank the Boom Grenade, but why? We don't really have a chance to hit with it, right? And I think we'd just rather have it for next turn, right? Like, we'd rather just have it for next turn because we can't do anything with it. So I'm curious to know why we should... I'm curious to know why we should crank there. Pockets and Carly with mad shade right now. I'm here for it though. I'm here for it. Being able to put this Teclocore into play could be very good for us. Nick just throws 6 at us. I mean, we're just gonna get the value here out of our adaptive plating on the processor we're gonna lose. Nate agrees we're not supposed to crank there. I mean, I think we're not supposed to because like I think we're just in a better spot not to do that. Plus, like, this really lines up for us this turn. It's insanely powerful. I think we're supposed to let this hit. That's unfortunate. We are going to play this, pitching the 0 to 60, I think. And we already have enough action points. I don't see a reason to crank this one here. If this doesn't hit, we can try to keep it around for another turn. Now we can activate Processor. And then it's 4 go again. God, just being able to draw cards mid-turn is just absurd, dude. And then we just get to put Nick all the way down to 3. This is going to be 3 go again. Oh, you guys are saying I accidentally cranked a Boom Grenade? I did not realize that. I appreciate you guys pointing that out, though. I did not catch that. So this is for 2. Nick doesn't have to block this, technically. Yeah, Nick doesn't technically have to block this. Oh, man. I knew I could lure him out, lol. Nick goes down to 2. Symbiosis shot for 2 here. All these action points are just insane. We're going to force at minimum 1 more card out of Nick's hand, or he's going to be forced to give us a Savage Sash here. Either way, I think it's a W for us. Should be booking my tickets next week. Dude, let's go. Yeah, accidentally pressing yes instead of no there was a mistake. That was just me. That was just me making a small mistake there. I think we can play to the longer game here of just playing the Teclocore and arsenaling a powerful card. I think we're gonna put the yellow boom grenade on the bottom and try to draw into like we know that the 0 to 60's there, but I think that's better than anything else we're looking to do this turn. We're gonna go boom grenade. We are gonna crank. And then we're going to lead on the outpace. Seeing the Teklo core off the top is super good. Insane. I don't know when Carly and I are booking our tickets. We talked about we were talking about it the other day, and like when we're gonna try and like make like a trip out of it and like come down and like see a lot of the things, like come down for like a week and stuff like that. Just trying to like, really enjoy London as a whole and like make a vacation out of it. Harpoon for 4, and then we have the gun after this, but I think this ends the game even if Nick has a 3 block. Yeah, because this puts him to 1, the boom grenade gets him. I mean, we've been playing these 6-turn games where we've had an AVPT of 16 or better every game so far. It's absolutely been insane. It's actually like, the deck is crazy powerful. And like KO is a very strong deck. So like we're racing a very powerful deck and we're doing pretty well with it. It's felt pretty clean tonight with what we're racing so far. You want to keep playing, man?
Yeah, I'm down.
Let's do it. I was like, I think I've got the deck set up in like a positive way. Like I don't really feel like there's anything that I need to change here. I would like to arsenal this, I think. I think this is the ideal arsenal target for us. So we're going to go ahead and pitch like this. We're going to try and dig for an item here to start the game out. But if we can't find one, then we can't find one. I wish they would just ban High Octane tomorrow. I guess I mean, maybe I'm a little too close to Dash as a whole. Like maybe I just enjoy the hero too much. That I would rather them keep it in the game. I just enjoy the hero, I guess, personally. We are not able to find an item, but that's okay. We find a pretty good hand, though. Nick did take some damage, so I'm assuming he either had a lot of no blocks or he had a very powerful hand he wants to throw at us here. So this is 4-4. Yeah, we have a good hand here. We have something that does a lot here. I don't think it'll be like a crazy like it'll probably be shortly after Worlds that they ban this. Because I don't know, like I feel like Dashio is gonna like terrorize the game for a minute here. And I think there'll be some pretty swift bans after Worlds. Yeah, it's gonna be bad for Worlds. There's gonna be a lot of disappointed people for Worlds, I agree. Okay, that lines up pretty well for us. We're just going to go ahead and put this into play. Nick says no blocks. And then I think this is just a better play here. This coming in for 3 feels pretty bad. I guess we could have sparked first to see what we had and then thrown this. But I kind of like the idea, now that we have a Teklo core in play, of getting a Cerebellum processor and then being able to arsenal a card, because Processor seems to be one of the cards that really gets us a lot of value here. Just being able to draw multiple cards has just been so crazy good for us. And what an insanely powerful card to arsenal. We're going to wait and see what Nick throws after this. Any Ira streams planned? I don't have any planned currently, but like there could definitely be like some Ira streams. We could definitely work out some Ira streams for sure. I like Ira a lot. She's a cool hero, so this hand feels really weird. I think we're just supposed to put this on the bottom. I mean, that feels pretty good. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Teklo core is still on the stack here, so we're going to crank this. And then it's going to be... Actually, we're just supposed to draw this, right? Yeah, we're just supposed to draw this. This is insane. That's just an insanely good card to draw right there. And then, oh my god, we're just so rewarded for this play. I think we're going to put the counter back on the processor. Yeah, like we are insanely rewarded for this play and how this whole thing works out here. On hit Boom Grenade, and then we have the T-Bone coming in for 3 and forcing an equipment. Nick probably gives us like the beaten trackers if I had to guess. He may give us the headpiece here if he wants to get rid of it. Apparently there's a Count Your Blessings Victor deck that just wins against Dio. Without even trying, that's sad to think about. I mean, there'll definitely be like fatigue strategies to combat what Dio's doing, right? Like that'll definitely be a thing. That'll definitely be a thing for people. 100%. Nick's forced to show us 3 cards here, which I really like. I guess we'll take the swing big here. Feels like the better play. And then Nick can decide if he wants to block with something else. Press X to doubt. I mean, because like Dio has tools to combat that if she needs to, right? I think we just want to see all of Nick's hand here, to be honest. I think I want to force Nick to show me the last 3 cards. Feels like he has a Blood Rush here. No, it's just a Command and Conquer. Okay, so we'll take the CNC. That's perfectly fine. This double Harpoon hand has like just been like insanely strong for us here. And then, I mean, I could activate this, but I don't think I want to. I think I'm just going to play the Teklo Core and pass. And then Nick will probably just attack us for 8 if I had to guess. This hand is so dummy good, dude. Teklo, who even has access to Magneto plus Dim protocols to slow her down, has a very thin line of being able to fatigue her. I mean, yeah, like she gets a lot of, like, you can set the Dio deck up to play around fatigue. Within nearly a month, seems more like they want to go... Oh, like they want to get Ice out to counter the Dio deck. That actually makes a lot of sense as well. I could really see that. I could really see that. We want Nick to take this one right here. Man, never didn't have it, boys. We're going to put this into play. I do not think we want to crank this. I have no want to draw this, so I'm going to attack with Zipper Hit. We're going to play this. We will crank. I guess there's no reason not to, right? After we see that Nick's not going to block, we have no reason not to, because this just puts him down to 8. I do think I'm okay drawing this card. This feels like a pretty okay card to draw. We can... I mean, we could just draw this one as well, right? Like, there's no reason not to. And then we get to go 3, go again. We're going to force at least one card at a Nick's hand here, I think. Because we're going to get to go... Nah, we could. Depends on what it looks like, right? Wish they waited 3 weeks before spoiling Jarl. Now I don't want to play Fab till he comes out. I mean, listen, there's going to be a lot of people playing TTS between now and when Jarl comes out, right? Because Jarl's just looking really cool. Like, Jarl's really cool. And there's going to be a lot of people playing TTS between now and then because, like, I already saw Annabelle posted in the Discord earlier that, like, you can build... that, like, you can literally just play Jarl on TTS, which I'm not going to lie... kind of makes me want to break out TTS. I haven't in forever though. I'm a big believer in Talishar and like the convenience and ability it gives us as players. But I mean, the idea of being able to play Jarl on TTS is real. That FOMO is real. Might run a poll in the chat and see what everybody thinks. Got to get my last Teklo games in before he's literally unplayable. LOL. I mean, yeah, like being able to get the base piece just makes him actually unplayable, right? So I could throw the gun here to force Nick to give me the sash or a card from his hand, which is probably just better. I really want to play this, though. I think we can Arsenal. I think it's fine. Forcing the Sash or a card from Nick's hand is better here, I think. Gives us more agency over the turn. Because we are at 8. We do have to be a little careful here on how this game plays out. I'm not installing a virus called TTS. I don't like Guardian, but would like to see Jarl. I mean, Jarl's cool, right? Like, he's just sweet. You can build him on February already, and then just play him on Talishar. Oh, dude. So, Jody, like, you gotta, like, it just depends on how long it takes the cards to get coded, right? Like, that's, like, the real question here is, like, how long does it take for the cards to get coded? And I think that's, like, kind of, like, what we have to determine. Yeah, I would rather have this in hand because it blocks if I need it to. This is for what, 3? We're just going to say no blocks here. Nick can give this go again and do some stuff, but like he can't kill us or even put us to 2, which puts us in reckless swing range. Sash does give them the ability to do something good here. And we can just go ahead and crack the Teklo-Core. Yeah, it seems good enough, I think. Let's go ahead and activate our arm piece here. This is bonkers. Jesus. We literally just get to draw this card. And then it is... We have not cranked an item this turn, so we're going to go 4. And it's just on-hit death on top of our deck. Like, it's just crazy. I mean, I still think we're supposed to play it, right? We might as well crank. Now, because we have extra action points, we get to... The backup protocol red can be Arsenal this turn. Because we have cranked an item, which means this is breakpoint go again. On hit death. And Nick had all no blocks in hand. Yeah.
Let me go first.
Okay. Let's try it that way. Because after that, we had 0 to 60 into play Teklo-Core. And then it was... and then from there, we had the ability... Uh-oh, what happened? Oh, it kicked me out of the game. Oh, wait. There it is. No, I'm back. Just kidding. Are you still in the game, Nick?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we had the ability to throw like literally like 8 more points right there, if not more. I think this is the most acute example in Fab history of LSS actually just invalidating a hero from existence. I mean, probably. I don't know. I try not to be that doom and gloom about things, but you're probably just right, Anders. They will have them all coded by tomorrow, I'd assume. He said he's already on it. Dude, if the cards are coded by tomorrow, then we might just be streaming Jarl tomorrow. That might just be like tomorrow's play. Just us just playing Jarl. Yeah, we're just gonna have to take some damage this turn. There's not much we can do about it after the Blood Rush. I was like, if this is the rough shot as a 1 for 7, it's a real feels bad. There is no reason to crank here. Yeah, no reason to crank here. I think we want to lead here. Nick must have a pretty good hand here, considering he's just willing to let all of this go. Yeah. I think we're just not going to boost. We've already used Dash's ability, and I'd rather force him to give me a piece of equipment here, and then us Arsenal a powerful card. So I think this is a good play. Back-to-back Blood Rushes to start the game. It's a pretty bad place for us to be, honestly. I mean, if they actually have... all of the cards coded, we might play Jarl tomorrow, boys. I mean, our hand doesn't really block, so I started making YouTube videos and it's pretty cool. Yo, Brick, let's go, dude. That's awesome, man. I've seen you post a couple of them in the Discord. I was like, but I haven't. That's really like I haven't seen too much past that, dude. What are you like trying to focus on, man? As far as like videos are concerned, if you don't mind me asking, if you don't want to talk about it out loud in front of everybody, that's also fine. Am I just supposed to let this go? I mean, my hand's not bad if I make that decision, but like I also don't think we really want to like lose 8 life here and fall down to 8 on turn 2. Let's try this. So we could come in for 4. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to come in for 4. We're going to play this card, and then we're going to arsenal this one. I think that's our play here. Gameplay mostly been playing Verdance, but not happy with Verdance. I mean, Verdance has been a hard hero for a lot of people to figure out, man. Like, truly been a hard hero for a lot of people to figure out. So I get it. I think there's a lot of like, I mean, I don't want to say like frustration, but like it kind of feels like there's some frustration going around, right? I mean, this is a pretty good power hand, right? Like the card on top of our deck doesn't really work, so we would have to play it afterwards. Also doesn't work with Boom Grenade if we let this hit, which is a little disappointing. Is there any world? What are we blocking? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 2. If I block with 2 cards, Heart and our leg piece here, I have blue, High Octane, and a Boom Grenade and Arsenal, and I'm drawing into a Spark, which could be good, but it could also be super mediocre. I could block 9, play the Boom Grenade from Arsenal, and Arsenal the High Octane. It's a weird play, but I think it's the best one we have. Hear me out. I know we're making some weird lines right now, but like I think these are the better plays we have. What do you think about Flash Freeze in Aurora? We tried Flash Freeze originally, to be honest, when we started, and it just kind of seemed awkward, but it could be there, right? Play against Aurora? We're testing with Nick tonight, Cherry, but like I would be down to like play this into Aurora and see how it feels for sure. So we're going to play the processor. We're not going to crank. We are just going to crown away our arsenal, which is very unfortunate because our hand is not great. Take 5, fall down to 7. This does not feel like it's going our way so far. I kind of want to throw a break point. Force Nick to make decisions here. Yeah, this has been a very like KO slanted game so far. I'm curious to see if we can dig out of this hole. The answer is probably no. but I mean, there's always a world we can dig out of this, right? I'm convinced we don't have Verdant's real weapon yet. I mean, that could also be a case, right? That could also be the case. We're going to pay 0 for this. Backup Protocol Red is pretty good here. We're going to play this off the top. We will not crank. Actually, we're supposed to crank, right? Because we want the extra action point to draw off of Cerebellum. This is 4 go again on hit double boom grenade. Nick gives 2 pieces of equipment here. Okay. And then it's going to be 4, and we are going to crank. Interesting. Interesting item choices on top of the deck here. Making your opponent think that's messed up. I mean, listen, man. It just be like that sometimes, you know? Sometimes it just be like that. All right, and we're able to put Nick back down to 21 and kind of try to, like, get back into the game here. Although Nick's kept a lot of his cards, and if he plays his 3rd Blood Rush here, I don't think we're going to be able to hang on. Of course, I don't know many decks that are beating 3 Blood Rushes in 5 turns. All right, so it's not Blood Rush. I think we're just going to have to pass. So clearly there's going to be something else coming after this, but we're just going to have to... We're going to have to go down to 3, and we're going to have to evaluate that once we get here. So the problem here is that we're not able to block 6 with a card and equipment. I think this is the correct play. God, this feels bad, but I think this is the correct play. Okay, so it's High Octane. Draw into the Fast and Furious, which we knew about. Boom Grenade. We are going to crank. That makes this a 0 for 4 with Go again. This has been a weird game so far. This has been a very interesting game. Nick says no blocks, falls down to 11. We're going to activate Cerebellum Processor. For Go again. There is no on-hit effect here because we don't have an item in hand. We have not used Dashio's ability this turn, to my knowledge. So we could activate Heart to try and find another item to put into play, which would give us an extra pistol throw here. Now, there's no guarantee that we find that, so I was like, it's a little bit of a risk, but I think we're down enough to where we need to try and find that extra, like, oomph to put us in the driver's seat here. Or I guess not even put us in the driver's seat, but, like, give us an opportunity to, like, win the game. It's crazy to me that we've even, like, crawled back into this game. All right. KO falls down to 4. Wild Ride for 6 Go again. The backup protocol is gone, so I think we're blocking with the Spark of Genius here. Now, I know Nick has the Command and Conquer in hand, but if I did not know that, I would block 2, go down to 2, and then take a chance that he's going to pass here. Because I am not able to physically block this out because of all the items here, or because of the item in our hand. But if Nick didn't have anything there, we would have been able to try and set up for next turn. Now, I still don't think we would have been able to get there, but it was definitely like it was, I don't, that was close considering how the game started, to be honest.
I definitely high rolled you.
Well, like you had a really good draw, and I was still able to like play a game there. Because you played what, turn 1 and turn 2 Blood Rush that game?
Yeah.
I think, and like I was still able to have like a pretty decent draw and like try to be in the game there. Which, I don't know, like, I think that says a lot about the deck, to be honest. We're going to block 9 here. I despise blocking with a high octane, but we drew 2 of them in the same hand. Plus, I want to stay as high as I can on life total here to start the game, so... Let's come in for 4 with the outpace here. We're going to spark for 0. And I think we're going to get a Teklo Core and just try to set up a powerful hand with our arsenal here. Is the play? Because, I mean, like, we could get the backup protocol. I think Teklo Core is better than Cerebellum Processor here. And we can just arsenal and try to set up a little bit. That's a hand if I've ever seen one. That's an interesting hand here. I spelled believe wrong, so I guess I don't. I mean, hey, man, sometimes it just doesn't pan out, you know? Sometimes we just lose games. And if you guys have watched enough streams, and y'all know I lose games. All right, we're going to pass here. This is a weird hand. Yo, Mike Man, thank you for that sub on YouTube, brother. Appreciate you being here and hanging out with us. Guys, if you're hanging out here for the first time, for whatever reason that is, 1, thanks for being here. 2, we got 3 questions we ask everybody. What's your name? What got you into Flesh and Blood? And what are your favorite hot dog toppings? Tell me a little bit about yourself. I would love to get to learn more about you guys. Yeah, I think we have to try and like play out our hand. It's like, I don't know. It's a very tricky decision to make here, considering that our hand is like kind of like whatever. Are we supposed to crank? I don't think so. I really don't want to draw that, so... hang on. Sorry, I did that wrong. So I think we're supposed to play this out, right? Like, we're just supposed to play this and crank and just, like, do everything we can. That is actually a card I'm okay with drawing, so we might just play this here. Feels a little greedy to make that play at this point in the game, with how this has panned out for us so far, but yeah, I think we're just supposed to keep attacking here at this point. Maybe I'm supposed to block more aggressively last turn. I'm a little late to the party. What I hear about going to London? Yeah, Simper, dude, what's up, man? We are, I won a ProQuest this past weekend, so I'm going to be going to London in April. I am very excited. Very excited for to be able to go to London, to be able to play at that high level against players that good, man. My name is Sab. I got into Fab because I used to play Runeterra with Majid, and he told me to play this game instead. And you've got to have a good old chili dog. Dude, chili dogs are where it's at. I felt that. I felt that. Yo, let's go. Sam with 9 months of Prime support, dude. Thank you so much, Sam. I appreciate that, brother. It means a whole lot. A lot of great creators you could share that with every month, man. So I appreciate you letting that be me, man. It means a lot. Yo, Simper, thanks, man. I appreciate it, brother. I am pumped. Never qualified for the Flesh and Blood PT before, so I'm pretty excited for the experience as a whole. Should be a really good time. Man, drawing all 3 high octanes in the first 3 turns, I feel like would be a very good thing normally, but with which deck did you win, and is there a deck list? There is. So I won with Aurora. It's a hero I've been testing for the last like really 3 to 4 weeks. And you can find the deck list. Not here tonight. If you guys want, I can share it in the chat. If you'd like for me to share the Aurora list in the chat, just let me know. But if not, you can find it in my most recent video. Yeah, I think we'll go ahead and just give these up. You can find it in my most recent live stream where I was playing Aurora last week. You can find it there. I mean, this hand feels very good here. I better top 8 worlds. Ooh, I don't know about that. I wouldn't hold your breath. I wouldn't hold your breath there, but I like the optimism that we have about that. All right, so we got 5 go again here. On hit Boom Grenade. Nick is going to take one of our cards from our hand. Boom Grenade does come across. We put Nick down to 27. We're going to force Nick to block with something else here. We're going to pitch this. We are going to crank since we know this is coming across. Nick would have to have a defense reaction here. And to be honest, I think I would just be okay with that. We are not going to boost because we only have 3 counters on the gun. I do want to force Nick to block with the Bone Breaker inefficiently. Technically, it would have been more damage to push the 0 to 60, but I think it's better to actually just force Nick to block with the Bone Breaker inefficiently. If he wants to give up 2 cards to block a blue T-Bone, then, like, deal. You know, I'm pretty okay with that, so it's kind of where I sit on that whole thing. Nick taking the card he did was a little unfortunate, but also it's a very powerful arsenal for us, so I think I'm okay with it. We're just going to hope to be able to stay alive here and try to push a lot of damage this turn. Only top 8, you're looking at the winner. Dude, Sam. I appreciate it, brother. I appreciate it, man. I think we're just taking 6 here, trying to see like what the rest of their turn looks like here. Osaka won't know what hit him. Okay, so yeah, share the list. Yeah, let me find it real quick. I will grab it over here. And I will paste it in the chat for everybody to see. It's also like on my public February page. I like to keep all of the lists that I'm currently working on public so that you guys can see what's going on in my brain and kind of know what I'm working on for events and stuff like that. So, I mean, this could be like an erase face or a CNC. Going to 4 is scary, but I think we have to just in case we need to be able to give up cards to block something else here. Roughshod is not good for us, but I think this is fine, right? I don't really want to go to 2, so maybe we're just supposed to... We'll just block 5 like this. We're not going to be using our leg piece this turn, so I don't really see a reason to be looking towards it. We are going to play Boom Grenade and Crank. We're going to lead on the outpace, which means if Nick wants to block this, he's forced to give us 2 cards from hand or a Reckless Swing here. Yeah, the Aurora deck list that I just put in the chat, that's one that Silas and I have been working on quite a bit. I got a lot of help from like Nick and Zach when we were testing as well, but Silas and I were really like honed in on the deck list and like trying to figure out what we wanted out of everything. And you know, the deck really came together for us the more we were playing it. So it's kind of cool to like see it all come together there. And this is 4 more. We're coming in for 4 here. We're not going to be able to force Nick to give us a card, unfortunately, this turn, which is a little awkward, but I think it's okay, all things considered, because we are going to put Nick very low. As long as he doesn't have a Blood Rush in his hand, we'll be fine. Well, I say that. We should be fine. It's also possible we just die here, right? You just never know. Take 1, go to 3 this way. And we're just forced to block 6. I think we're going to have to try and play for a little bit of luck here. And we missed it by 1. This does force Nick to give us the Bonebreaker or a card here. And then we actually get to set this out. I would have loved to have had that backup protocol red on top of the deck. Like, I can't even begin to talk about how insane that would have been for us. Our leg piece did its job by blocking and allowed us to, like, force a card out of Nick's hand here. So it's not for nothing, but definitely wasn't the best turn we could have had there. I mean, there's still, like, a good chance we could close this game out. Nick having 3 cards in hand means that he could play a Blood Rush here, and we could be in a bad spot. We also know that Nick is out of Pulpings. Not that we really ever have an opportunity to play around Pulping, but we're probably at a spot in the game where, like, we're not going to be able to play around. Like, I don't think I'm ever going to give up 3 cards here to play around Reckless Swing, which, like, might cost me the game, but I don't think it's a choice I have. But if Nick doesn't have it, we do get to very comfortably take every card out of his hand right here. Boom Grenade. We are going to crank. And it's going to be Fast and Furious for 4. All right, so Nick has it. Yep. I mean, we just can't play around it. Like, if we give Nick 3 cards there, what does our hand look like? It's the Fast and the Furious. So we play the Boom Grenade and Crank, and we go Fast and Furious into double Symbiosis Shot, which technically gets what? Fast and Furious gets a card and Bonebreaker, and then we get a card. We get the 2 block out of the Agile Windup, and then he's forced to give us the 3 block there. No, actually, Nick gives us the Reckless Swing, discards this, and then we actually win the game. So we would no, because it would have just been 4. So he discarded this, and then when we throw the gun for 2, he gives us the Smash Instinct, and then we throw the gun, he gives us the Bonebreaker, we go to 1. He goes to 1. We're still at 3 because we gave up 3 cards. And then our hand is Fast and Furious 0 to 60, and Harpoon, which definitely wins the game. So actually, me playing around that wins me the game. So it's a good thing to note that I could have won by blocking out to play around it there. Can you talk about your ProQuest? What were your matches and how did it feel? And would you change something in the list? So looking back on it, to be honest, Florian, I guess you're going to roll. That's when you want to roll it. Looking back on it, Florian, I would probably change the... We had talked about changing the blues around a little bit so that the blues actually, we want to cut Sigil of Lightning and try Lightning Surge blue. That hasn't something we've been able to try yet, but it's something we were discussing the other day. And I think it could be very powerful, to be honest. Wait, that's just wrong. I'm supposed to crank that. It just lets us draw a card. So we talked about playing blue lightning surges because it like lets us play around like the weakest link and some tech like that. But that was just kind of where we're at so far with everything we're doing. Nick's forced to show us the last 2 cards if we don't boost here. We don't get to take anything, but that's okay because we still have our action point to activate Cerebellum here. And we get to Arsenal a very powerful card. I played against the ProQuest I won. I played against 0 Visceri, but at a ProQuest before that, I played against 3 of them, and I beat all 3 of them. I am playing Warmonger's Diplomacy in the sideboard of the deck, so that does have something to do with it. But I played against a few Visceris and Enigma, Count Your Blessings Enigma. I did not play against that. I did not play against that one at all, to be honest. And I thought I would run into it more than I did. But I did play against multiple. I beat an Enigma on Saturday's ProQuest, and then I lost to an Enigma on Sunday's ProQuest that I went to. It's the best way we can play this hand. I think this is the best line we have. Guess it really just depends on how Nick blocks here. Will depend on the decision we'll make here. So because of the item count, or the number of counters on Symbiosis Shot, we're actually not going to boost here, which is weird. Which is a weird thing to say out loud, but we're not going to boost on a high octane turn. It's a very weird statement to say, but I think it's correct, honestly, looking at this hand. So Nick blocks out for value. We're still just going to go ahead and play this out. We are not going to crank this one. And we just used our resources efficiently there with the high octane to be able to maximize our hand size. I think considering that we saw an extra boom grenade off the top, gave us the value to really do what we wanted there. This is 4. I think I'm just supposed to use this here, right? No, we're probably supposed to save this for a better turn. It's pretty early on in the game, right? We don't really need to get the value out of it here. We could just take 4 and then see what Nick follows us up with. It could just be setting up the agility and the might. He may have a rough shot in Arsenal. He does have a rough shot in Arsenal. I think I'm just going to take the value here of blocking with adaptive plating. I don't see a reason not to. What a rip off the top of the deck. So we get the value of making this a 4, which pushes over the top of Nick's block. But Nick gets the value of the flesh bags here, which is something to note. He would only have to show us 2 cards if we use this, but I think we're probably just supposed to, right? We're going to be able to get the card that Nick intimidated back to our hand, which is very powerful. And being able to hit Nick with 2 red boom grenades is like super solid right there. Did you mean to show me a 2 block? Nick?
What?
Did you mean to show me a 2 block there?
I had no choice.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yep.
And then we get to gun twice, which puts Nick down to 18 if he doesn't block here. And now the rest of the game, we have the flesh bag out of the way, which means we're free to play about our turns the way we see fit. 7's pretty good right here. Block. I don't really want to crown anything, to be honest, with my hand. I don't think I want to crown, but this is just the most efficient way to block, so I think it's good. Well, that was a very good tempo swing for Nick. Very good tempo swing for Nick. We are going to just go ahead and come in for 3 go again here. And then we'll throw the gun at him, putting Nick down to 13. And then we get the arsenal and set up here for our next turn. Yeah, I think we'll take 6. Well, there's honestly not a ton we can do about this. Like, some of our hands are just like Nick's disruptions lining up in a positive way. I think we are going to crank this, and then I think we're going to play the processor here. It may be correct to crank the processor and then play Boom Grenade. Actually, I think that's what we're going to do, right? Because that just gives us, like, a turn. We get basically to draw a card, and we get the Boom Grenade hit for next turn. So I think we're getting more value out of our cards this way. And, man, it's, like, kind of awkward on top of the deck, but also good. We're going to be taking 6 here. So block like this. Yeah, I think it's how we have to block this turn. I'm giving up the arm piece here because I'm giving up the leg piece here because I think we're just going to go ahead and use it. To just gain some action points this way. We're just going to gain an action point and try to, like, play a better turn. It's unfortunate to see that come off the top that way. I don't want to draw this card, so we're not going to draw this one. This is a good one to draw. We like to draw this one. This is 4 go again on hit Boom Grenade, which means Nick does have to consider blocking here. Has to consider how, like, the rest of this turn looks out for him as we play through it here. Guys, thanks for being here and hanging out. A lot of things y'all could be doing on a Monday night. Appreciate y'all chilling with me. I guess, or on a Tuesday morning, depending on where you're at in the world. Either way, I appreciate you guys being here and hanging out. I think I'm gonna be playing, like, I don't know, like, I would like to play a lot of Dashio this week, honestly, with her deck coming out on Friday, and, like, it would be good practice for me going into, like, ProQuest next weekend. But at the same time, if Jarl's out, we may just be looking at a way too early Jarl list tomorrow. Boom Grenade puts Nick down to 6. Pulse Wave Harpoon for 4 go again requires Nick to show us 2 cards. We do have to break the chain to use Cerebellum Processor, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is, I think. With the engine running, just you and me. Okay. And then we get to throw the gun for 2 here. And Nick gets to decide how he wants to block this out. I debated activating Heart to get rid of this blue off the top of our deck, but I think it's okay, honestly. Having the blue, I think, is fine. The leg piece has been very solid so far. I've really enjoyed this leg piece tonight. I did not have super high hopes for it coming into tonight's stream, but it's been a lot better than I thought. We're just going to go down to 5 here. Our hand is a little awkward, to be honest, but I think we're just supposed to go down to 5 here to just, like, try and play this hand out. We have some break points. We have some cool things we can do. We're probably just going to use Spark this turn. Outpace is just another card out of their hand, so I'm interested in just trying to throw it at Nick so we can really just like... If Nick has no blocks here, we might be able to close the game. I'm not sure. Also, if I was like really sweating, I would like, you know, look through my graveyard and stuff before I sparked, but it does pan out for us. Oh, that's insane. I did not realize that we had that. And we draw into a blue throttle. Boo. Crank that. Nah, 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 nah. Zipper hit. Absolutely bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. All right, so this is 5 going in, 4 going in into gun. This almost assuredly ends the game. In fact, if it didn't, I would be blown away here. We are going to boost, so this is 4 going in. If Nick has a 3 block, he goes to 1, and then the gun gets him. Okay, Nick had a no block there. Our AVPT definitely went down that game, but we were still able to get there on that turn.
Let's play one more.
Let's do it.
More,
I got about one more too, so that's perfect. We are going to equip adaptive plating to our arm slot. That's like the one card for Dashio I do not own is adaptive plating. Be the one card I need to buy to be able to play this deck. And I don't think adaptive plating comes in the deck. I don't think there's any L's in the armory deck. Man, let me tell you, when I say this feels bad, this feels bad. Having to block with those 2 cards to protect the items at our hand is incredibly weird. We're going to be able to force a little bit of equipment here. Try to make like get early uses out of Nick's equipment here. Also, the blue T-bone like never feels like a good one to give up. You never want to be giving that one up here if you can help it. Or giving up equipment to the blue T-bone always feels bad. Are we supposed to go Cerebellum Crank? So here's the question. Do we go Boom Grenade Crank, Cerebellum Crank, Arsenal this, because this is insanely good Arsenal target? We could also go Cerebellum, no Crank, Arsenal the Boom Grenade, which I think is a better play. I think. I don't know. I'm open to other thoughts here. If people have ideas, I'm definitely open to other thoughts. I'm also open to crying because Nick has a Blood Rush Bellow. If anybody wants to cry, that'd be cool. Cool. No doubt. Carly and I have been watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And that show is like consuming my life. I'm very slowly turning into Jake Peralta. And by very slowly, I mean Carly says I've been him since the day she met me. I mean, we're going to see what's last. We're going to go to 20 and see what's last. I don't like this at all. Claw. We're going to give him the arm or the legs here. Getting the sideboard slots from playing Warmonger instead of Sigil main deck. I'm not sure what you're asking, Florian. I'm not 100% sure on your question here. I just want to make sure I understand. We are going to crank the Cerebellum processor. I mean, I think we could stand to have a blue here, right? Like, this would be fine to have one in hand, to be honest. We could also just activate this to try and draw into something different, but having the blue could be fine. Now I think we are going to activate this. Yikes. We're going to play Boom Grenade. We are going to crank. Because we want to be able to activate the other processor here to be able to try to make something happen this turn. You think about Poison the Well and the sideboard against Enigma? Oh, God, I'm sorry, Florian. I'm sorry. I missed that. So Silas is actually on a one of Poison the Well on his sideboard. That's actually where like our lists differ. And I've actually said to him that if I were going to a big event tomorrow, I would be playing. I would actually just be playing that. But since I'm not going to a big event, I still want to activate this, but it feels awkward. Just like literally just seeing 3 blues and a yellow on top was weird. Yeah, if I was going to like a calling tomorrow, I would 100% be on 1 Poison the Well on the sideboard. And I think we might cut a Warmongers. I don't know. Like, I might cut a Warmongers. Yeah, it's a tough decision on what to cut because I really like all of the sideboard cards. One of the cards I'd considered cutting was Balance of Justice, but about the time I thought about doing that, everyone was like back in on the train of playing like KO and stuff again. I mean, getting that back doesn't really do anything for us. The sim packing is incredibly awkward. You've always been him. Thanks, Wally. I appreciate it, brother. I appreciate it, man. It's actually kind of interesting because we had the exact same 2 cards in hand, so it didn't really matter. We are going to crank. Does drawing this help us? If we draw this, we activate Heart. Like, I think this is fine, right? Like, this gives us the ability to try and push as much as we can here. I could also activate backup protocol here instead of activating Heart, which is probably just better because we know what we're arsenaling. We know it's the. Actually, we're supposed to use Outpace here. No, we're supposed to use the Fast and the Furious. Oh, drawing that's actually awesome. Or like being able to like boost this away is great because it lets us keep one of our processors around here. Put Warmongers in the main and put a Sigil out. I think so. Your 9 blues, in my opinion, need to be able to keep channel lightning valleys around. And I think if you're using them in a different way, I genuinely believe you're doing it wrong. So I do not like having Warmongers in the deck. Yeah, you only have to show me 2 cards here because I broke the chain. But I don't like the idea of playing non-lightning blues in the main deck because we're only on 9 blues, and I want every single blue I draw to be able to keep Channel Lightning Valley around. And so the idea of playing a one of Warmongers in the deck, like, it could be okay and it could not hurt us enough, but we want to play Lightning Surge because it is a go again attack, and also because, and also just because of like it's a go again attack, it's lightning and it blocks. So I don't know. Putting Warmongers in the main is a little scary to me. I could draw a card here, but I don't know what I'm doing if I draw that card because we already have a very powerful one we're going to park in our arsenal here. So it feels like wasted value. And if Nick has a Blood Rush here, we're probably just dead. I mean, we have a lot of equipment and we are at 9. So like we do have like 6 health we can lose. But Nick has kept all 5 cards. Cracking the Sash, so Nick doesn't have a Blood Rush here. It's just a good turn. We're gonna go to 4. We're gonna break one of the Cerebellums to stay at 3. Or to stay at 4. To block 3 and stay at 4. And we're going to see what the rest of Nick's turn looks like. 8. Block 7, take 1. I don't think we're going to crown anything away. I think our hand is good enough without crowning away. I think. Unfortunately, that decision is kind of like, it's not like truly just objective. Like, it's kind of dependent upon what we draw, right? So, like, I think the decision of deciding was our hand good enough there without crowning is like a very objective decision to make. Drawing this is good. Let's draw this off the top. I like this. Oh, man. I think we're supposed to play this every time. We still have an extra action point, so we could get the Teklo core, right? I mean, it's just like the luckiest draw in the world. Ooh, let's put a counter on our processor. Insane. Shoo! This has been an insanely good draw. Like, drawing the zero coster off the top of the deck, like, just did so much value for us right there because we're just able to, like, push all of this. And a lot of this is, like, on hit, Nick falls down to where he's forced to block every single attack we throw at him. All right. The other day, somebody said that Dashio was stupid good, and I said that it was really good, but that I thought there would be natural counters. And I got to be honest, in the aggro mirror, I don't know how you beat this shit. This is insane. Like, we have actually just been going nuts with these draws tonight. So this puts Nick down to 1. And then it's Harpoon to show me the rest of his hand. And Nick has 2 no blocks in hand. I also think that KO having a lot of no blocks does a lot of value for us because we're able to get these boom grenade hits, right? So I think that also plays into it a lot. That was an insanely broken turn. Like, the draws, how everything lined up there was crazy good. Also, I'm not going to lie, playing aggro matchups is a lot of fun. We managed to play 10 games in just under 3 hours, which is crazy. Oh, Nick. Dude, thanks for the games, man. I appreciate you hopping on and playing, brother.
Yeah, good games, brother.
All right, I'll yell at you later, man.
All right, see you, man.
See ya. All right. We got some games in with Nick, and honestly, Dashio has felt absolutely cracked looking at everything we played tonight. Like, the deck has felt insanely powerful, and the deck's insanely fun, too. The idea of just, like, breaking the natural interactions of, like, action points is really cool. And that was a reason why, like, we spent a little bit of time on her when Bright Lights came out. Like, we played Dash.io for a couple weeks trying to make her work in CC, and it felt like she was just missing some cards. Now she's got them, I think, so I'm here for it. So sad I'm only catching the back end of the stream, it seems. Yo, Electrum, what's up, dude? I did win my ProQuest this weekend. I won the local one on Saturday. Finally, years of chasing it. We won a ProQuest. We're going to the PT. I'm super pumped. Guys, if you missed it earlier, I did finally win a ProQuest for the first time. It's been like, I started streaming Flesh and Blood in July of 2022. It's been a long grind to get here, a lot of games, a lot of hours, and a lot of work, and we finally accomplished the big goal. We have qualified for the PT. We're going to London. Carly and I are going to make a vacation out of it. We think that's the goal. We're going to try and make a vacation out of it. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm very excited. It's going to be a great time. I'm also excited to get to see all of my friends, you know, like a lot of the people that hang out in the chat, like, you know, that live in like you know, like the Eastern side of the world that I don't like ever get to see in person. It'll be nice to get to see like a lot of people I've never been able to meet before, and it'll be a lot of fun. Plus, playing at a level that high against people that are that good is going to be very challenging. And leading up to the PT guys, we're probably going to be streaming like almost every night, preparing for that. There's going to be a lot of reps going into that and a lot of practice. We might even get some draft streams in to try and practice a little bit. So, yo, thank you, QD. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. And yo, thank you, Electrum. I appreciate it, man. Gonna miss High Octane? Yeah, dude. After Worlds, High Octane's gone. After Worlds, High Octane's gone. Like it seems so inevitable. On a side note, the Dash.io deck was absolutely bonkers tonight. The deck was crazy good. We were playing into KO the whole time. Take that for what it's worth. KO doesn't block super well, but we did go 8-2. The deck felt very clean. The list that the Techlo Foundry put together that we stole, incredibly crisp. The list felt great. I might tinker with it because it's probably what I'm going to play the last week of ProQuest. Like, since we're going to have the new Dash.io deck, all the cards out, I'm kind of excited to play. Oh, excuse me, to play. Just to be able to like play Dash.io because I really enjoy her and like just Dash in general. It's a very thematic thing for me that I really enjoy. Guys, thanks so much for hanging out tonight. I appreciate everybody being here. We're gonna be streaming tomorrow, probably playing more Dash.io, I had to guess. So we'll probably be back with a deck. If Jarl gets coded in time and I can work it out with Rob from Second Cycle, I may stream with Rob tomorrow and we may be playing Jarl. If all the cards get coded, we may be playing Jarl tomorrow night. So come back, hang out. We'll have a good time either way. But if not, we'll be playing Dash.io. Thanks for hanging out tonight, guys. Have a good night, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Take it easy, guys.